Good evening and welcome. Welcome to Lonely Friday Night at Marital Hate. All by myself, with nobody to talk to. Sitting here in the dark, looking around.
It's not dark. You're not by yourself. I'm right the fuck
Sitting
here.
in the dark.
Stop being so goddamn dramatic. All right.
Oh, there she is.
Hi. Welcome to
That's
Marital
my wife. We're married
Hate. And we do not hate each other.
most of the time.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes time in.
Like when I burn the eggs.
Okay, you burning the eggs. You never hit go live.
It never happened. I thought it was going to pop up here. What are you talking about?
All
right,
I'll
so-
explain it to you later.
So Tracy says, hello, peeps. Almost the big 200.
I know, right? And it's so hard because like we're super excited about it, but it's hard because we don't ever know like when we're gonna do the podcast. Like we want to do it every day, but
We did it every day this week.
we did,
It was 5 in a row, baby.
but like we don't always know when we're gonna do it because
We're driving the
we
fives.
never know I'm sick. We never know when Doug's gonna be an idiot.
I don't think that's nice.
Sometimes you're an idiot.
Yeah, but that's not nice. You're calling me a name.
What do you want me to call it when you behave that way?
I don't know. We had a fight. I don't know. It just doesn't.
We
You
had a
know.
fight or you had a fight?
I fight with myself sometimes.
For real. Anyway, welcome to Marital Hate. It's Friday.
Happy Friday,
we are
everyone.
almost at the big 200. That's in itself a minor miracle because sometimes we don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
And the other thing that's rough is that because of my illness, like we don't do it consistently, so we're not really
No.
we'll have a night where we have a ton of people watching and a ton of people interacting, and then we'll have a slow night. Last night was slow, but you know what?
Yeah.
We do it for honestly, like I would just do it every night for Tracy.
Yeah, it's quality. It's quality entertainment. I'm more excited about our year anniversary than I am about 200.
Once a year,
Like end of March, like towards the end of March.
either one would be good. I got to figure out something to do special for the Master Haters. But we had so it's Friday, and I don't know if people can see the title of tonight's episode wherever they are, but I have entitled today's episode. Hang on a second. Did you go public with your Facebook page?
I have to do that now. I totally forgot.
Oh, sweet baby
I
Jesus.
totally forgot.
Pretty sure I had an orgasm driving my Jeep today. So it's pretty safe to assume I'm gonna have an orgasm anytime I drive my Jeep because that shit is fucking hot. And also it's got a lot wrong with it, so it basically vibrates constantly. Gecko.
Hello.
Tony came
Hello,
by
friend.
with his friend and his friend's fancy machine.
Mm.
And
Scanning, looking,
and
speaking Spanish.
I don't know where they're speaking. The guy supposedly didn't speak any English, but I had cerveza and he liked that.
Yeah.
And then Tony was talking about. And by the way, in retrospect, I probably not the time to say this because he's like, "Oh, my daughter has a chocolate boyfriend," meaning he has a black boyfriend. And I'm like, "Oh, it's great to have a chocolate boyfriend." I'm just afraid of big dicks. But then I realized, like, that's his daughter. I've been beating myself about that. I
thought he was saying that his stepdaughter had a black father
I think he said that he's
or something, but it's neither here nor there. It's not our business.
Well, but we love people of every color, and it was funny today. So Tony and his friend who again didn't speak.
I don't remember
English.
his name. I was not introduced.
I didn't even get his name, but he was just like he doesn't speak English. But every once in a while, the guy would bust out laughing at something I said. Yeah. So
he knew what you were talking about.
Plenty of English. But anyway, he did a great. They got it up and running. The throwout bearing is still making some noise. They're going to fix it probably next week when they do the new ABS system. So it's practically a new Jeep, although there's something in the steering wheel. I don't know what the fuck that is, but he's like, no, that's like thousands of dollars. And I'm like,
well.
And as it is, my seat covers are all worn through. So, but we went to Costco, and that's the key point because if you don't know, we have
Costco brings joy.
I'm a toddler. If I can't drive my Jeep, I'm not going anywhere. It's cold out. I'm not going anywhere. It's rainy out. I'm not going anywhere. Like I only want to drive my Jeep.
That is a somewhat limiting belief. I think you have right there.
It's a limiting belief. It's a preference. It's not like a limiting. I don't believe I can't go somewhere without my Jeep. I just refuse to.
I'm just trying to use church lingo because we might go to church on Sunday.
We're going to church. If I come alive on Sunday,
if you're
going to church.
What if you get up? Can you go just for the meditation?
Yeah.
And then leave.
You could go just for the church.
Wait till like 3 seconds, like a minute into the sermon. Just get up.
For those of you who are new here, because there's 3 of you watching, we don't know who you are. And people will watch later, and we love those people. And by the way, it's a live interactive podcast. When you comment, we bring your
if you don't comment, it's not interactive. So it's up to you.
You're just watching
to tell us who will be star of the day.
You're stalkers, you voyeurs. But so I was raised Catholic. Doug, not so much with the religion. And like you never went to church. Like you went like a couple times, but like not like
no, I never. Yeah, we never went as a family. No.
Okay.
My parents did though. My parents were involved in the church when they were younger, and it just never translated. I never got baptized.
I can do it right now.
No. I ended up getting baptized when Wes got baptized. Like,
you did?
Just do a double up. Yeah.
That's sweet of you.
Yeah.
Did Nolan get baptized?
He did not. And I'm like, I am not
gonna. Why he's gay.
That's right. We gotta bring him in. We gotta dunk him in the water.
No, so my grandmother actually was. I'd had the twins baptized, and I didn't have Anna and Noel baptized. And my grandmother baptized them in the bathtub. She said, "You just do the bathtub. You just say, I bless you in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit."
And then the water turns a bubbly red.
Depends on the kid and the day. But so we're trying to be the best that we can be. We're trying to be,
we're trying to be better than you. That's what it is. We're just trying to one up you so we can feel high and mighty in our ivory tower.
But if you don't know about us, we have a very diverse group of friends. We have friends from every corner of the planet and every different life experience that you can imagine. So if I'm not comfortable going somewhere that's going to be like, hey, your friend, your nice Hindu friend over there got him. Like,
he's not allowed.
Fuck him. He's going to hell. Like, I don't believe that shit. Or like I have Muslim friends. Like your Muslim friends going out. Like, I just don't believe that. And so we found this church that looks interesting. It's called the Center for Spiritual Living.
We're gonna give it a go.
They're like basically like, no, like there's validity in all of these ancient texts. There's like they've all got good points. We respect all of them. We respect everybody who believes it. Come to church with us and meditate and focus on being positive.
Don't worry, folks. I'm going to wear my hidden camera and you can watch the whole thing.
You do have
right along with us.
You have that pen that I bought you that
it's a recording pen.
It does video.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
I don't think it does it?
Yes.
Oh. Then why haven't I been videoing you in the secret lately?
Because you can just video. You won't even video me not in secret. Like I'll be like, videotape this. It'd be good for the podcast. You're like, oh. I don't want everyone to see how I get a haircut. I'm like, I understand
a haircut online. That's crazy.
Normally, you get your haircut in secret.
I like to be secretive about my haircut.
It's fucking weird.
I'm a man of mystery.
It's so easy to cut men's hair, and like if you have like God forbid we have more fucking nonsense where nobody can get haircuts. If you knew, it would be helpful because there were a lot of people walking around with bad hair during COVID. Bad hair.
There's a lot of people just walking around with bad hair. Period.
You
know who you are, people.
Speaking of hair,
that's a lot of hair.
A handsome gentleman.
Handsome
ginger named Wayne told me he liked my hair at Costco.
Oh yeah.
And I said, I like your hair. And he had ginger hair. It was like curly.
Nice mullet.
He needed a little trim on the neck, but it was good hair. And I shook his hand and I was like, oh wait, this guy is like gonna try to pick.
See what happens, folks, when your wife sends you to the back of the store for something, and then
she goes to the back of the store.
She was trying to hit up some dudes.
You went looking for your fucking chips.
I went down the aisle looking for the chips, and I come back out of the aisle. No, Stacy.
Where did you think I went?
I don't know where the hell you went.
Wayne? You think I went home with Wayne? I might want.
It's pretty close.
Wayne, if you're watching,
hit
me up. Maybe I want to go home with you. Do you live in a bus? You like that? Wayne looked like he might have lived in a bus.
As long as he didn't.
It's just like my kind of vibe.
As long as he didn't steal my chips, my Costco, my Honey Crisp apples that I bought.
We did spend $728 at Costco.
We have not been to a Costco in a very long time, and
every time we go, the Jeep wouldn't fucking start. I would come inside and cry. Sometimes I would cry in the Jeep. Sometimes I would come inside and cry. But the bottom line is, if the Jeep doesn't run, I'm crying. And it's
that's how much she loves Costco. Folks.
It's not. It's Costco and it's the Jeep. But I was so happy to drive the Jeep today. I was so happy. There's the throwback throw out bearing, whatever the fuck it is making a terrible noise. It's going to be replaced. But now you have to blur the music so you can't hear it. So we did that. We gave out 2 ducks, one in traffic.
Yeah.
I have this new thing I do where I put my duck in my hand and hold it out as a car pulls up so they know like there's an incoming duck. And then I fire at their fucking heads. And then we gave one to a nice lady from New Hampshire. But if Doug had seen, it was a gladiator. He does not believe in ducking gladiators.
Tracy says, was it a Danny Bonaducci look?
No, it was like
Carrot Top.
Did you ever see The Intern? He looked like the husband from The Intern, kind of.
Oh yeah, I know that guy. He kind of reminds me of the guy that was in The Burbs and played that the guy building the bomb on My Name Is Earl. That guy's awesome.
He wasn't. It's the same guy that was.
I don't think it's the same guy.
This guy was in My Name Is Earl. I guarantee you.
Was it? Let's see.
Okay, so this is not a flatter. Like this is not what the guy looked like in. But that's what. This is vaguely what this guy looked like.
And we want you viewers to rate Doug or this guy. That guy's homely.
Anders Holm
he looks like my.
Well, first of all, he was born in 1981. He's like 5 years old.
He's your age.
I was born in 76.
He's 5 years difference than you. He's closer in age than I am.
Do I look like a cougar to you?
I don't know what you are.
No, I'm a trophy wife. That's what my dad told me. I'm a trophy wife. So he was in Workaholics, The Intern, How to Be Single, Game Over Man. About my father, but I'm pretty sure he was in My Name Is Earl, if I am not mistaken.
Oh, Tracy says, "Oh, he is handsome." Oh, thanks a lot for the vote of confidence.
He did a voice for Sausage Party, which I loved. You didn't like that movie.
It was childish. Because I am the judger of all things, as you guys know.
Huh? I thought he was in My Name Is Earl, but he was not. But that's interesting. He was in a short called.
He wasn't old enough to be in My Name Is Earl.
You're not even old enough to be in My Name Is Earl.
No, I'm too old.
Tracy said, "Oh, he is."
No, I don't.
Like a nice guy. He was friendly. He was well.
You know what?
He looked like my vibe.
Pass? You want a hall pass for a guy named Wayne?
No, he was too skinny for me. I could never fuck a skinny guy. Actually, you're too skinny. Go eat something. Go have like a cheeseburger. You had a cheeseburger for lunch today.
I did. It was delicious. Well, don't be poking at my fat.
I'm touching to see if you have enough fat for me.
All right. Well, you can weigh me later.
Why can't I touch you?
Yeah.
Why can't I touch you? Why can't I?
Because I'm ticklish for one. All right, here she comes. She's trying to touch me.
Jesus, baby. You are always handsome, Doug. Ben with a fresh haircut. Right, Doug Ben with a haircut.
Who's Doug Ben? That's not my name.
Sometimes I wonder if the viewers have been drinking. It's Friday, so I'm not a drinker.
Be on some happy pill.
We're not really drinkers per se.
No, not really.
But if you guys want to, come out.
You know what? But if we had like people over and we had like a reason to be like celebrating,
we don't even drink then. Like
we let it flow.
Well, we don't though. Like I had a mojito in Key West at dinner, and I was so hammered I couldn't finish my dinner.
And then the next night we had margaritas because they were like free. It was like buy one get one, and they were like $2.
What was that?
That was at Pepe's, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was not feeling well by then. So we got to Costco. That's the key point. $728 and some fucking cents. So that was fun. Some
of that was what? Oh, didn't we buy something? Oh, we bought gifts for people.
Yeah, but it was one gift. It was $20. Spoiler.
We bought something for ourselves for the house.
We bought ourselves a plant too.
And
might have been 30. I'm not really sure. But
and we needed.
We needed everything.
We need sundries. We needed eggs, milk. We got 3 packages of 20. So what's that? 6 dozen eggs we got.
How much? But when you were talking about how much we saved by going to Costco?
Oh my God. A big giant, like bathtub size of organic spinach.
Yeah.
I believe it was $4 something. And they're $4.99 for a small container at the local store.
Listen, there's a billion things about living in Florida that are amazing. Oh, Doug, you will always look
handsome. Doug, better with a fresh haircut. Yeah, I don't want to hear it now. You insulted me by saying that other guy was handsome.
You can have a fresh haircut whenever the fuck you want. One.
Besides, what do you know about handsome men?
Yeah, you goddamn. oh my God! This was the funniest thing.
I think you just had a hate crime. I hope
Well, I
Gracie
guess if
doesn't
you say
complain to
goddamn
YouTube.
lesbian, like that would, I guess,
Goddamn.
make it a yeah. So apparently somebody
It's okay if you know them.
So the Pride Parade is this weekend in Cape Coral.
Oh yeah. They do
And
they do it upright. They do a good job.
I don't know that they do it right
Live
because we
bands.
haven't been there, but they
I've seen the shit happen.
But
down
they we haven't been to Pride in Cape Coral yet.
No, we have
so
not
don't really
been.
Know, we don't know that.
But I drove by,
but
and there was bands and everything.
But
else.
we don't know that they do it right. But somebody called it the Gay Parade instead of calling it
Gay
Pride,
Parade.
and it only goes like 2 blocks. It's like Jesus, if you're not like into being gay, then don't be gay. Just don't be gay. If you're not into it, just don't do it.
So how many? Well, is
your kids?
Does the cause affect like how many blocks is the parade is like if like feline leukemia is like a half a block, and then like like Are
you comparing being gay to having feline leukemia?
No, like what I'm saying is I'm saying that like is there a gauge? Like is there like a all right, like something for cats is a half a block, something for dogs is a block. Gay people get 2 blocks. Then injured veteran warriors get like 2.5 blocks.
So what you're doing is you're grouping
gay
together.
wounded warriors get 3 blocks.
You're grouping together.
Yeah. I'm
not
grouping anybody. They're different parades. I'm not grouping them together.
Well, you are. Well, what if they had
grading them on how many blocks they get at Cape Coral? God damn.
Let's have a Cape Coral parade of Karens. That would be fucking a town-wide parade.
The Karen parade. Nobody marches.
It would
How's that?
Circumvent throughout the entire fucking town. And you know what they would do? They would like little notepads and they'd write letters to code compliance.
And then they complain about that their notepad.
All right. So listen, we fucking love living in Florida. Like we love the weather. It's a lot cheaper than where we were on the South Shore in Massachusetts. But groceries are expensive. They don't pay a lot, so if you're moving down here for like a job, like good luck. But they don't. So groceries are expensive. And then what was my other complaint about Florida?
Goddamn liberals.
We don't really have as many of those. Most of the conservatives move down here, and the only goddamn liberal I really encounter very often is you.
I'm woke ass.
It's not.
I am woke ass.
It's not.
I'm so woke ass.
Okay. Tracy says she is not a fan of gingers.
I'm gonna march that full two blocks in solidarity with the gay parade.
Well, what about the gingers? How many gingers do the gingers get?
Gingers can kiss my hairy yellow butt.
So I realize that it's been a while, and I usually have like a whole shave situation going on, but you know that my puss comes in pretty red. It's gingerfied. Like, is that why you like it shaved? Because
maybe you and Wayne can bump ginger uglies.
Bump ginger uglies with Wayne.
Start a fire.
He's too stick-like. He's like, you have a skinny person, and you fuck, then you're like rubbing sticks together, and they're gonna.
Hey, we'll start a fire with a stick.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, Wayne seemed like a nice guy. We chatted with Donna.
Yeah, they all seem nice.
Everybody can say a little prayer for Donna at the checkout.
Yeah, she's working.
There was a beautiful young girl. I don't know her name. I'm calling her Tetris because she was able to get everything in the cart. But Donna is she's been fighting cancer. She just got the clear, but she's got to go back for another scan. So say a prayer for Donna from Costco.
But she's out there working, being nice to people.
Yeah, she's fucking working. And she talked about how you have to have a sense of humor. You got to enjoy life because fucking an illness will. Yeah.
But she does not watch this show, so she will not enjoy healing Doug from last night. My favorite ginger is my kitty.
No, Tracy has sent me pictures of her kitty. And it is ginger. And it's quite furry.
Some people like that. Some people like that. They're like
not
throwback.
In any way, shape, or form. A dirty picture. It's her actual cat. Her puss, if you will. But if you have any ginger kitties that you would like to send a picture of, send those to marital hate.
Does the dog like the cat?
They have so many. They have like a menagerie. They need to get like a sugar glider. My friend Kristen.
I would love a sugar glider.
My friend Kristen has a sugar glider.
Yeah.
Kristen Nations has a sugar
glider. She does, right? Yeah. And then Crystal Swim has
all of the
an exotic or whatever those
the little. It looks like a little muffin thing.
Yeah, it's like
we have a lizard party going on right now because we've had the gecko that was here just ran from the Coca-Cola sign up to the light. There's a lizard out in the front that's huge, and we're not even upon so the owls are out, but nothing growing. Like it's craziness. And we get a comment. I like your hair, Doug. It matches my dad's Corvette.
Your dad had a hairy Corvette. Hey, well,
That's what
it's all right.
That's what I call my puss. Hairy
Hey,
Corvette.
little
I
hairy
have a
Corvette.
really horrifying story to tell everybody. I just need to know if this has ever happened to anyone else. And I told Doug this, by the way, and I thought he was going to tell me that I was gross or there was something wrong with me because my body is a wonderland and like not in a fun way. It's a disease. It does not. And so, by the way, finally, no more turkey tail mushrooms. So hopefully, I will not be as exhausted. I do feel like I'm perking up a tiny bit.
Perky perk.
I'm taking a bath as I do. I took a
Splish
detox
splash.
bath. I was shaving things, and I got to
It is Friday.
Sat on the side of the tub.
Yeah.
To spread my situation out and shave it all up and clean it and whatnot.
That's a little too much information.
And as I was shaving from the back to the front, you know, all around the butthole area, my finger slipped, got some poo on it, and I don't know how. Does that happen to other people? Do you try to shave your puss and accidentally maybe touch your butthole and a little piece of poo comes out? Is that just me or does that happen to other people too? But Doug said that happened.
Wait. I thought what you said is that you were on the toilet, you wipe your butt, and you weren't done, and like a little bit
I
more
was
came
out of the tub.
Yeah, that never happened to me.
I think you're lying. I think
no, because like sometimes you'll it'll be a false wipe, and then you're like, oh, there's more, and then you have to wipe again.
Yeah, no,
but this, I don't know what this was all about.
I wipe until the cloth comes clean, and then I go back in with a baby wipe.
Okay. But I'm just saying, it's like sometimes you do the first one.
Sometimes you're shaving your vagina and you like, accidentally slide. My finger didn't go in my ass, like it didn't go up there. I don't think. I'm so numb.
I don't know what the fuck happened.
Tracy says no. That's why we needed 2 houses. We lost 2 viewers on that story. So apparently people are trying to enjoy a nice meal.
They're like eating a candy bar. And they're
I don't know. I'm gonna have to, how do I explain that to my fucking doctor? Because can I tell you, normal people go to the doctor, right? And they're like,
yes, tell me.
The doctor is like,
show me on the doll where he touched you.
No, that's not what happens when they go to the doctor. What kind of doctor do you go to? That happens in church. Okay, so you go to the normal person goes to the doctor. They take your height, they take your weight, they ask you what medications on. You name 5 statins.
I haven't grown in like 25 years. I haven't like grown.
Okay, but you go to the doctor. You tell them the 25 statins that you're on because they prescribe them because they believe that cholesterol leads to heart disease.
Okay, I'm not on any statins.
That's true. But you're on blood pressure medications.
I'm on an ACE inhibitor.
Yeah. Okay. All these proton pump inhibitors, all these craziness. Okay. And then the doctor's like, well, you should lose some weight and we're going to order some blood tests. Did you get your colonoscopy yet? I go to the doctor. It's a whole other fucking thing.
Your doctor has magnets.
It's a lot like this podcast. Yeah, my doctor has magnets. But when I go to if I go to a Western doctor, which I try to avoid like the fucking plague because they have not been very helpful in my experience. They'll be like, they'll order like whatever labs. And I'll be like, well, which lab are you ordering that from? What's the purpose of this lab? Why are we doing that? And I'll be like, oh yeah, no, this is the food I eat. You need to lose weight. Really? This is the food that I eat. What is causing me to gain weight? What is the root cause of this? And then I tell them things like when I went to the neurologist for my narcolepsy diagnosis, I have a narcolepsy diagnosis. So in addition to Lyme and a bunch of other fucking shit, I have a narcolepsy diagnosis. And so when I got the diagnosis, I had questions, like, because we were talking about vivid dreams. So people who have narcolepsy have very vivid dreams. I am not an exception to that rule. They are incredibly vivid. And so I'm in there with this doctor. And by the way, the girl at the time was like a medical student. Yeah. Who, by the way, ended up being a way better doctor than the guy that ran the department. But that's a whole other story. He was a piece of shit. And so I'm like, I have like full on orgasms in my sleep. Is that like a narcolepsy thing? And the guy just kind of looked at me like, that's a new one. So, yeah, I go in, I explain things, and then they're always like, well, that's a new one. So I have problems with my body. That's always
I thought that story was pretty boring until like the orgasm part. I'm like, oh, now I'm
have I not told you that story before?
No. I've seen all kinds of things. Yeah,
Can we talk about the time that you thought I was awake and we had sex?
we twice. I think it was. It was good too. I was doing my best work. Next day, hey, you remember that? That was good. And no, I don't remember it.
My Tracy has asked, do you sleepwalk and talk too? Okay. Do you think I ever stop talking? You've been here enough times to know. I haven't walked in years, but they did find me fishing once.
Sleep fishing.
I walked out of the house, down to the water, and fished.
Good thing the dock was long enough, because otherwise you would have went right off the edge.
That would probably not have woken me up either. So I have
That's
problems
how
with my
Whitney
body.
Houston died. She walked off the end of a pier.
Wait, what?
Huh?
What did you say?
Nothing.
No, what did you say?
I said that's how Whitney Houston died. She walked off the end of a dock.
She died in a bathtub.
Yeah, she drowned.
Can we talk about? I don't even know if we have any.
What's that? Have what?
The fucking citrus technology. Do we have any more citrus technology?
We don't. We ate them.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys had the sumo oranges. They are really super bumpy and they peel super easy and they're delicious. And so today I'm
like, why do you like these orange so much more than the regular orange?
Because why are those?
They're half the price.
These things are so good. So I pull it apart and it's just like the skin's off the thing, like instantly. She's like, why are these so different than oranges? And I'm like, they have easy peel technology. She's like, I don't want technology in my food.
You called it citrus technology.
And then later I called it a citrus technology. There's no technology. It's just sort of a thing. So yeah.
Tracy says I sleepwalk and talk, and I used to smoke cigarettes in my sleep and talk to my dad.
That's dangerous. You'll light yourself on fire. And your dad. Oh wait, your dad's gone.
Yeah. Well, you could have saved some money on cremation if you were going to leave. I'm just saying, you should have taken up
apologize.
Smoking. Both of your parents are dead and cremated. You could have saved so much money if you were just taking up smoking. Why didn't you do that? Maybe you should take up smoking in case I die. Like, I don't want you to get cancer. Like, just
if I do that, I have to grow a mustache. So it gets yellow around the edges.
I want you to grow a mustache. I don't want it to be yellow around the edges. I'll give you a fucking fanciful rinse on your mustache.
Fanciful rinse. That's the second time today.
Blue mustache.
It's the second time today we're talking about the fanciful rinse.
Something. One topic that Trace says, right? Spontaneous combustion. That's what I try to do. So one thing that came up in conversation today, and I think it was because were we watching Love After Lockup?
We were watching Love is Blind.
Love is Blind
at lunchtime today.
I don't know how this came up, the specific scene that it came up with, but Doug has assessed that there is a direct relationship between how hot a chick is and how much shit you'll put up with.
I think that's a given. I think everybody knows that.
So what you're saying is I'm ugly?
I didn't say that.
Delight?
I put up with all. Never mind.
Everybody thinks that you're the nice one. Everyone thinks you're the fucking nice one. Oh, poor dog. Bleh. Everybody thinks you're the nice one. You're a fucking asshole.
You routinely badmouth my car.
First of all, it's my car.
Oh, well, that's true.
Second of all.
So you routinely badmouth a car that I love. You routinely badmouth someone I love. So I'm gonna badmouth my car, and you can badmouth yourself all you want. All right.
But the bottom line is,
okay, it's true, people.
If you want to have, and Trace says, I agree with this, and I don't know.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Are you agreeing with the fact that Doug's the asshole? Are you agreeing with the fact that the Volvo is boring as shit? Are you agreeing with the fact that what she could be agreeing with anything?
It's got memory seats, rain sensing wipers.
The seat is all cracked to shit.
You know, I put a brand new piece of that trim on that seat before we left Marshfield. I don't know what the hell happened.
Maybe you didn't install it properly.
Oh, it was installed properly.
Okay.
She agrees with the fact that you'll put up with the it's a relative amount. If a woman's super hot, you're gonna put up with a lot of shit. Like if a woman is like super hot, you might even put up with like a little little Scientology, a little
Are you referring to the cult that we're joining on Sunday?
No. No, I'm just saying, like, you could put up with a lot of shit if that chick is hot.
Well, let me ask you a question. Would you rather have a hot chick who is a pain in the ass?
Yeah, or
a not hot chick
See,
who is not a pain in the ass.
I am not all about the looks. I am about the entire package. So I would be somewhere in the middle. I don't want no woof woof. I'll tell you that much.
Wow. Okay, so
Thank you.
It's a live podcast. Anything can happen. All right. So
All right.
where am I on the hotness to craziness curve?
Both crazy and hot 10. So you get a 20 out of 20.
What do I do that is crazy?
This podcast. Tell stories about your butthole.
It wasn't really a story about my butthole. It was just a little piece of poo. It was a tiny piece of poo.
So Tracy agrees with the fact that what do you do when you're talking?
Sorry, I agree with the fact that you put up with more if the person is crazy or if they're good in bed. Oh, good in bed. Yeah, good in bed is a problem. I'm horny. I'm horny all the time.
Like right now.
But yeah, no,
Look at
really.
Look at her.
But Doug is often a dick. And he's not horny all the time.
No.
So the problem is that I'm horny and he's a dick. And then if I encourage him because I'm so horny, but then it's like I'm the man in the relationship, the one that has to beg for sex. I don't really have to beg for sex. I just have to.
No, you just have
But
to.
you just don't. You're just not as horny
You
as
just
I am.
have
Is it
to
because
roll
you're
over.
old? Tracy says excellent time. She was referring to
That
the
dog. That was great. We need to make a video of that.
So the if you have been watching the Love is Blind program of it all, like us, we are officially current. We are current. So if you are not current, or if you plan to watch it, I'm not going to give anything away. But there are
great.
multiple couples. So they left the thing and there were 5 couples. 2 of them have since broken up.
Well, I don't think they even made it out of really the honeymoon, or just after the honeymoon.
Just after the honeymoon.
Because what happened is they got home and stuff
it was
started happening.
The black guy that was
No, don't tell him what it was. But there was one that he was like, "Peace out, I'm out," and then
he was just on his phone the entire fucking time.
Yeah, and then the other one,
like
went and talked to the other lady.
He was like a nice guy that you was like he was.
Yeah,
likable.
I was
like we were rooting for them, but he was like he was a black guy with a white chick. And he had never been with a white chick before, and that was like, nah, like I don't know how that's gonna work with my tribe, and tribe meaning my group of friends, and family, of course, and then but then like she was super nice, like she was adorable. And
she was great.
Texting when the middle.
I'm just making a note for that little video.
So
something's running around up there.
Okay, so he was just super, like she was so nice, she was so caring, taking care of him. He's on his phone.
Yeah, he was like, yeah.
Then there was another couple that I don't even remember, but they broke up like 5 minutes later.
They just had no like chemistry, and he like, what was his deal was that he wanted the other chick that was after him.
I don't know which couple you're talking about.
So the blonde lady and the doofus looking guy. Not the toe guy. One guy looked like a toe.
Yeah,
another guy was looking like a there. So anyways, the blonde chick. Anyways, so when they're in the pods, right, they talk to people, right? So you have like a 1A and a 1B, whatever. So the guy proposed to the blonde girl. Off they go on their little honeymoon and come back. So as soon as he gets back, he gets a text message from his 1A from the pods, from the show from a week and a half prior, and they all live in the same town. So like, hey, I'd love to see you. Like if the door's still open and all this other stuff. Meanwhile, he's engaged to his number one choice. And so he was out till like 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
talking.
But you're skipping over. But yeah, he was talking.
I'm just talking to this also ran chick. And it was not good. It was not good. So
here's some of the people we love. This is this chick. We love her. I can't remember her name.
Not showing it.
I'm not showing it. So there's this. So they're gonna kind of go through the. So she's on now. We really
she's
like
great.
her.
She's from Boston.
But she's from Boston, and her fiance was like, her then fiance was like, Boston. She's like, I love the beach, and he's like, Boston has beaches.
Yeah, we showed
like,
it the other night. Yeah.
And she's like, the Cape and blah blah blah. And Oh my god. But this chick is the one that told people she looked like Megan Fox, which I mean, there's definitely some similarities there, but she's like the Sheen Megan Fox. But the issue is that like these girls are all fucking pick Misha.
Mhm.
Like they're like pick me. This chick,
That was the girl that was with the guy on his phone, right?
no.
I think that was her.
Client, she's single because her standards are high. Oh, maybe.
Mhm.
Maybe. She was great. She was
really nice.
I don't remember
Don't know
this chick.
her.
She's off the show. This chick's still on the show.
Yeah,
we like her,
Boston.
but we're not so sure about the guy.
I kind of like the guy, but we don't know about.
He keeps talking about how he could cheat on her.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad cheated on
Yeah,
everybody.
well,
Oh,
you
my
know
dad
what?
cheated on everyone. He's just like, he's just laying the groundwork. I don't know. This is an interesting outfit. Did she even
don't
make
think
it
she
to
made
the
it. I
second
don't
round?
think she made
I
it.
don't even know. Some of these
She didn't
people,
make it.
some of these people
She
don't
didn't
make it very far.
Yeah.
And we're not trying to spoil it for you, but
She made it.
this chick,
Oh,
she didn't get picked.
she's got a 10-year-old kid.
She is a kid, and that's why he backed out. And then he saw her and lost his ever loving mind.
Yeah.
But there was another couple that fizzled out early on.
This chick, we adore her.
We love her.
Fantastic.
So there's one couple.
She's Fran Drescher and Selma Hayek had a baby.
There's one couple. Oh, this guy was terrible.
That guy was the worst on a show. This guy was on his phone the whole time.
So here's the thing. The premise of the show is that we take a bunch of shallow people and we put them in a room.
We don't know if they're all shallow, but
a lot
if you're
of them
going
are
on a
shallow.
show to meet a husband and meet them in a closet where you can't see each other, and then you see them,
but they're being sued right now. You know that, right?
For what?
So apparently, from the
all right, well, let's continue on a thing, and then we'll get back to the lawsuit.
Well, but it's imperative to the story. So there's all these people, right? They're all there.
He throws axes.
Oh, there's Mr. Toe.
That guy looks like a toe.
Looks like a toe. I don't even remember that guy.
Folks. Yeah, this is the guy that from with the Boston
that
chick.
he's probably going to cheat.
Like Nolan. There's a Nolan. Nolan didn't make it either.
That is not our
That's
son.
not our Nolan.
Our son wears glasses.
No, this guy was a mullet guy. We liked him.
But there's something up with his forehead that nobody can seem to
it looked like
out.
he had his face transplanted with John Travolta.
Something
no
like
Drake.
That.
We don't know Drake. We don't know Ariel. We did. Oh, he was on, but
this guy is a dick.
That is the guy that went with his 1A versus his 1.
Do you remember this guy? But he's a good-looking guy.
Don't know who that is.
Do you remember this guy?
He didn't get the memo about the goatee.
This guy's still on. We have hopes for them. Okay, so the bottom line is there's one couple that we like. They're going to go all the way. There's one couple that, although they're having some problem figuring out birth control, one couple that is just not happening, and then one couple we have some hope for, but you'll find yourself screaming at the television. These people are crazy. So what's happened is apparently everybody's supposed to undergo like a background check,
psychological.
And, Tracy says about 30 minutes in, Doug. I don't know what she's talking about.
That was the dog bark.
Yeah.
That's the note I was writing.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's we got to start finding quotes from episodes. So basically what happens is everybody gets a psychological exam. They have a background check done.
I should have had that done on you.
Credit check, like the whole 9 yards. Okay.
Psychological test. Result.
One of us has a nutty like a goddamn toddler anytime the Buffalo Bills have a hangnail. And one of us watches self-help things on TikTok. What's wrong with watching self-help shit on TikTok? You know why I watch self-help shit on TikTok?
To send them to me. Marital hate people. This is real reality. Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm not saying I marital hate, but this is real. This is real live.
Apparently, the guy was a homeless drug addict.
Which guy?
He was on a previous season. They cut him out.
Oh,
and so the chick is suing them. And like the way that they do, listen, Doug and I, like if we had a reality show, that would be fucking hilarious. And we would love to sell out and make lots of money or whatever. But they like really fuck with these people. Like they're like, okay, you have to go to the altar or we're gonna fine you $50,000. And they frame things to look in a certain way that is not necessarily accurate. They have people repeat things. Listen, I've been interviewed by the news, 3-4 times now, and invariably they edit it to say whatever the fuck they want to say.
It's fake news.
So, I like, as much as you want to judge these people on these reality shows and scream at the television, they're being manipulated and used.
Why would they have a party for all the couples and then invite the rest of the people that they didn't pick, that they had like kind of these dating relationships?
Why do they do anything? It's for ratings. It's for money. It's for ratings. It's for the drama.
So that one guy that wanted to go off with his 1A, they went on jet skis and had so much fun to show her his number.
Like literally
one.
In the middle of a party, just leaves his fiance and goes and rides jet skis with this girl. But,
well, they did have an argument, and it was clear that it was over.
Well, that's true.
She told him to go kick rocks with open-toed shoes.
Tracy says it is all. She really did. Tracy says it's all about the 15 minutes of fame. Dude, 15 minutes would be a lot. I did want to cover something. So, go ahead. You look like
no,
go
ahead. I thought you were going to transition, but
I was in a transition.
Yeah, go for your note.
Oh, I sat down today and I'm getting back to using my planner and meditating and doing all the healthy stuff I need to do. Journaling, meditating, visualizing, gratitude, affirmations, detox, everything. I'm back on my game, or at least trying to be. So I was reading, and I had this book that I've been sitting on for a while. By the way, it's an interesting book. It's called Bootstraps to Billions, and it's all about companies that started with nothing and are
with bootstraps,
billion-dollar organizations. And I really wanted to bring that book out here because there's more than a few quotes out there. But they cover a lot of different companies. Aveda and Best Buy were two examples that I'd read about. Today I read about Tonka. And apparently this guy, Stephen Shauna, he was in the military. He wanted to go to law school, and he did go to law school. And he learned that in order, because he had a leader that basically like screamed, there was like some major like international event, and he goes to his like commander, and his commander is basically like, you better not bother me or whatever. And he's like, that's not how you lead people. And he realized like that in order to be a good leader, you need to be a decent and real human being, keep your ego in check, and be clear with your vision for your team, be it your company or whatever. And I would argue that you can't be clear about your vision unless you identify it. And it's actually funny because we were just watching a TikTok where Leanne Kirscher, Bert Kirsch's wife, was talking about how they do the summit every year, where they basically sit down and like hammer out their vision for the home, the kids, their careers, their health, like what they want the next year to look like. And I think that that's such a great idea. And I think that it's really important to identify what your goals are and share them with your partner. And it's funny because we sat down and did our vision boards together. Mm-hmm. You have some ideas, but you're not great about writing them down.
I'm not great about writing them down, and I'm not great about thinking ahead, like for goals. Like I'm like just surprised I got this far.
Well, I'm planning on forcing you. What the fuck? Oh, it's the cat. It's the goddamn cat.
What are you doing up there?
That's not for cats. It's a cat. Can you guys see
him? He's there. He goes. There he goes. What are you doing up there?
That's not for cats.
There must be something up there he wants. I don't know if you knew this, but cats are good climbers.
Sorry, guys. I'm just watching the cat. If that thing falls through the screen and into the pool, I'm gonna fucking die.
He hits like the flamingo. Flamingo starts hissing. It starts freaking out.
You're just like hanging out up there.
Tracy says hi. All right. Well, enough of that. The episode with the cat. That's how you get a cat's attention.
Hello there. No, he's just giving himself a bath.
Yeah. There he goes. How are you getting down? You gonna jump into that tree?
It's just gonna hang out.
It's just gonna sit there, take a bath. Look at, he's just taking a bath. All right, well, that's enough. That's enough of that.
Middle of podcast. Cat up on the lanai.
Where else are you gonna see a podcast for a?
Kristen's here. We were just talking about Kristen. I was talking about.
Kristen has a sugar glider.
Because I was saying that you have a sugar glider, and Doug wants one. Apparently, they're.
Well, I don't want yours, Kristen, because that's used. I don't use. You never know when where that thing has been.
So, Kristen, we gotta catch up.
Yeah, would you?
I have literally like not talked to anyone for quite some time. Unfortunately, it's
she's
not
like
been
a
a good
loner
situation.
now.
It has not been a good situation.
She's a loner.
But we need to catch up, and I want to hear more about the sugar glider because I think those things are cool as shit. So, Tracy says
a
sugar
little known
gliders
fact,
are cute.
they're not made of sugar.
People, but they're apparently somewhat high maintenance pets.
They are in the squirrel family, are they not?
I don't know what family they're in. I just know that they're somewhat high maintenance pets.
Oh, yeah.
But they're super cute.
They're like a mini primate. Yeah, that's pretty cute. We're gonna bring it up for you, folks, in 20 minutes.
I mean, 20 minutes. They're just these cute little things. Look, they have big eyes and big ears.
Bloop.
They like have like a little.
What do they eat?
Thing.
And then they fly in the air.
They eat fruit and shit.
That's why they're gliding. Yeah. Sugar. Maybe they just feed them sugar. You just take them.
But apparently they're somewhat high maintenance as pets go. And she's got dogs. Like one of those golden retrievers snatched one up.
I don't think golden retrievers had a lot of hunting instinct.
Tracy's asking if they're marsupials. I have no idea.
I thought she said they were. They kind of look like it, but
are they marsupials?
Yeah, let's find out. It'll be fun to work together to learn more about possible marsupial situation. The small omnivorous, arboreal, and nocturnal gliding possum.
So yes,
yeah,
sugar gliders. It's common refers to.
I love possum.
It has a predilection for sugary foods such as sap of nectar and its ability to glide through the air, much like a flying squirrel.
I have a predilection for
sap. Yeah, they are marsupials. Just like you.
Very good.
Just like you. So anyway, so I'm reading through the book, and I had a bunch of stuff I wanted to share, and I actually asked people today about what they were reading. But one thing that was interesting is he was elected. So So this guy that the
guy that wrote the Bootstraps book.
No, the guy in the Bootstraps book whose name I already said and already forgot. Yeah. So
Tonka truck guy.
Yeah, but I forget his name. It was like Sanders or Steve
Sanders,
something like that. So he was the interim. He worked at Tonka as the in-house counsel because he got his legal degree, and apparently he became president when their president fucked up. They fired him, and they're like, "Hey, while we look for somebody."
How do you fuck up Tonka trucks?
Well, there's more to the story than that.
That's true. Right.
So the CEO guy is like out, and they're like, "Hey, can you be the interim CEO? How much can you fuck it up? You're the legal team. Like, you had to deal with this mess. Can you just step in?" And so they're looking for somebody, but instead of going in there and just like going through the motions to do the job, in addition to his own job, he actually did work. And so apparently at the time, Tonka trucks, they had a couple of big hits. So they had the Tonka trucks. Everybody knows Tonka trucks, right? They also owned Pound Puppies, and GoBots, which both were somewhat successful.
Like a little fad, yeah.
And of course, but little did they know that they had what is going on in our neighborhood?
It's just a car going by.
There's cats on the ceiling.
Cat on the roof. Cat on a hot tin roof. On a hot screen roof.
The cat's literally up there sleeping.
It's probably going to be there for a while. I don't think you can get down. Do we have to call the fire department?
I don't know if it's somebody's cat and the neighbor keeps feeding it out.
I don't know.
I don't know what to do with it. So
Tonka truck guy.
Possums eat ticks. Yes,
yeah, they do.
They eat a shitload, and so do hens. So the Tonka truck guy is like, so he's there, and apparently Tonka had some sort of coil division. It was some sort of like part for industrial purposes that they made.
All right,
and it was like because it was an industrial application, companies wanted it to be. It was just a part. They wanted it to be cheap. And they wanted it to be very well made and very durable. And they couldn't compete with like the Japanese companies and other foreign entities. So that he was like, we're not making that anymore. And then they started looking at acquiring other products. And so they, he decided that he needed to focus. And then they ended up buying Kenner Toys, which was all the Star Wars toys. Yeah. And then they brought Monopoly from both of those from General Mills. General Mills apparently owned Monopoly.
Milton Bradley owned, Massachusetts company Milton Bradley owned.
Well, it gets even crazier. Okay. So they took all this money to buy these other companies on a Friday, and on Monday, the fucking market crashed. And so they ended up selling to Hasbro. So Hasbro is a company out of Rhode Island, and they actually have done. They have the Hasbro Children's Hospital. They have they do a lot in the community there. Are they inherently good or inherently bad? I don't know, but they there's a beautiful park at Roger Williams that Hasbro put up.
I interviewed
like a
with them
playground.
twice for Creative Jobs,
And they didn't hire you?
They had this weird thing, like if you freelance there ever, you can never freelance there again. So like it wasn't like a freelance and then you get hired full time or whatever. So like I would interview for this job. I'm like, well, you could never work here again after that. And I'm like, well, it didn't make any sense to me. Like I was always looking to try and like get either a full time job or something like that. So it was very strange.
Yeah, I don't know what they do about their company, but you know, he also talked about. So the book is really interesting, and they talk about like all the like in every, they'll tell the story, and then there's like lesson. They talk about like little lessons that they learned. And so what he did that was really good was that he would, I don't know if it was him or the next guy that I read about, but it was basically like that they tested, like they had their gut instinct, and their gut instinct tells them like, okay, this is a product that'll be successful or whatever, or this is a good business idea. But before you take $1 million and invest it, or even $100 and invest it, $1,000 and invest it, you need to test it and see if anybody would be interested in it. The thing that's interesting for us is the podcast. It was something everybody told us that we needed a reality show. Everybody told us that we should do it
or something. Yeah.
Like we constantly heard this.
And then you know what? They didn't watch.
So we just did it on a Tuesday night, and the first night, like a lot of people watched, but
it's like a train wreck.
But the people that told us that we should have a podcast,
no interest at all.
Don't watch it at all.
No interest.
They never watch it. Never. And so we're slowly building our audience a year in.
We're going to acquire other podcasts.
We're thinking about buying the Rogan podcast.
No, I don't want that.
I want to test that market. Why do you want the Rogan podcast? Controversial. It has gotten quite
always
controversial. We aspire to one day be controversial.
We're controversial enough with our. You said the words "goddamn lesbians" on this show tonight.
And
it's kind of a hate crime.
It's not a hate crime. I fucking love lesbians. I'm trying to become one. I just haven't found the right lesbian for me yet. I told Tracy to look.
Well, going to Costco and talking to Wayne isn't going to help you in that regard.
No, it's not.
It's the opposite.
He might be a lesbian trapped in a man's body. I don't know. But I just I think that if you're interested in entrepreneurship, it's a great book to listen to on audiobook or read. I've been reading it. I prefer to read. I don't have the attention. The problem with me with audiobooks is I get all over the place. Although I will watch Rogan sometimes, and that's kind of like an audiobook.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah,
I actually was watching the Cat Williams Rogan today. I didn't finish it. So Rogan is like, you know, by some to be considered a conspiracy nut. He would tell you he's a conspiracy nut. I mean, he's not relative to other people, but he would tell you he's a conspiracy nut. And our resident conspiracy nut's not here tonight, Anne. I don't know if she would appreciate me calling her that, but she's probably off having fun with her family, I hope. But Cat Williams is basically like, hey, Rogan, hold my beer. He's like, just, wow. He's a lot to follow because he's kind of all over. He's got like this weird vibe about him. He's like kind of like a nerdy gay guy.
He reminds me of someone, an actor or something. It'll come to me.
But he's got somewhat effeminate characteristics, but he's also nerdy and he knows a lot of stuff, and he's kind of like a know-it-all, but he also talks in like kind of a weird way. But he's an interesting guy, and so I've been watching that, and I'm like, wow, we are going down the rabbit hole today. Like I think that's an episode you could watch 50 times and still find things that you needed to look up, because like they're talking about different literature. And Cat Williams, growing up, didn't have TV. Of course, they didn't have the internet, and he loved to read, and he's read over 3,000 books, or so he claims. But you know, he said he'd go through a 100-page book in an hour and a half.
Jeez.
I do not read that quickly. I read slow because I have to take notes. Otherwise, it just in and out the brain. I don't know. Maybe I should try audiobooks again. Trace says, and the lesbians love you. Well, if they loved me more, they would come find me like Randy did. Not Randy, Wayne.
Wayne.
What's that?
I have a special day to share right here.
Yes.
I don't know. That didn't share.
Why did
isn't
you
it?
not share?
I don't know. Let me see. Present. Share screen.
What is the story you're telling?
Why is it not sharing? It's not
Present, share screen.
Share screen. Then nothing.
Hang on.
It's broken. Done broke it. I broke it.
That's interesting. Doug broke his computer.
What if I click on that?
Well, you can send it to me and I can open it.
That's not worth it. Anyways, it's Ron Howard's birthday today. He's 70 years
Opie
old.
Cunningham.
Opie
What?
Cunningham is 70. Little trivia, folks. Opie Cunningham hosted Saturday Night Live with special musical guest The Clash, 1982.
I wonder if we can
Just
see
saying.
that. There he is.
So
Speaking of gingers,
we all know Ron Howard, Richie Cunningham, Opie Taylor, fantastic director, Apollo 13. He actually directed that Santa Claus movie we watched last year, Candy Cane Lane, with Eddie Murphy.
Did he? Was he on the Epstein Island list?
No.
I'm looking it up.
And he's still friends with Henry Winkler, the Fonz. And he's like, I think him, Jodie Foster. There's a couple of guys from My Three Sons, the child stars that like made it through, and they were okay. And so many weren't. But he's a shining example of really taking that and running with it. Actually, all the Happy Days cast works. Joni had some problems, but she's gone now, so she doesn't count to that total. No, of course she does. But yeah, Ron, like, fantastic show. He the thing about him is he never wasted anything. He wanted to direct, so he started directing Happy Days, and then off he went. Other fact that he had, his first car was a VW Bug, and he I think he ended up selling it or whatever, but he got it back. He owns the car that his first ever car, which I think is phenomenal.
I don't think that Ron Howard went to Jeffrey Epstein's island.
I don't think he went to Epstein Island either.
He may have. He may not have. I don't know.
But I mean, you can go to Epstein Island and not know what the hell you're doing. Like, yeah, this millionaire wants to fly me in his private jet to an island. Okay, I'm down. Yeah. And then you go and you're like, oh, I'm not down.
Yeah, but you don't have to have sex with underage girls while you're there.
Yeah, but I don't know that everybody that went to the island did that. I don't know that.
Well, there's a lot of information that we don't know, and it's funny because I've said,
speaking of conspiracy,
I've said for a long time, I don't know that he's dead, and somebody, there was it Megyn Kelly? It was some reporter was saying that there was it might not have been Megyn Kelly, but that we were going to be hearing from him in the near future. It'd be very interesting.
A lot of people were thinking they were going to hear from JFK Jr. I have another.
Yeah, that's true too.
Hopefully, I can share this screen because this is a riot.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, I don't know what that.
Well, we could switch to my camera for a second.
All right, switch to your camera. Oh, mute that.
You have to remove. Okay. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me?
It's not doing it.
I was telling you to exit.
Oh, exit the whole thing.
Don't hit end stream.
Just exit.
Exit and come back in. So, haha. Now that we've taken over. Tracy says, I love that he owns his first car, and she says she can hear me, and she says, happy birthday, Ron. Speaking of Rons, I wanted to share this. It's so funny. I saw this today in my Facebook memories. So, we're old people, mostly Doug. And, when you don't ever think being old is one of those things you don't think it's going to happen to you.
Yeah,
you think it happens to other people and not to you. And so why don't you switch over to you again?
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go. All right. So you're going to pull up your thing.
Yeah, I'm pulling up a couple things. Right. So, which I have not done yet. Have I not done? Present, share screen, Facebook. Okay. So my grandfather, this is just so funny. Oh, weird. So my grandfather has long since passed away, but when he had gotten his computer, there he is with my little Noel. I miss him. That he, oh my God, he would have me come over and fix his computer. And so I'm over there fixing like whatever it is, for him. And he calls me his tech support. You guys have to see this. It's the funniest fucking thing. Oh my God. While we're here, look at this. Your girl is right here. And for those some of you may have met Charlie, one of the master haters, that's him right there. He has definitely changed a lot.
And
what
event is that? Please tell them what event that is.
This was junior prom.
Junior prom.
In 1993.
You were alive then?
Yes, I was right there in 1993. That's Sean, Amanda, Jesse. Jesse now works for Homeland Security. Amanda is married. I think she's working for Jordan's Furniture still. Julie and Jeff. Julie was a year older. They are married. They have like 3 kids. I think her name was Jen. That's Jay Camise, 3 kids. Megan, I think she has 2 kids. And I think she sells cars. And Charlie lives in a dome. And look, I don't know what's going on in this picture. I'm the only one smiling, and I have a Cheshire cat shit-eating grin on my face. I don't know what the hell I was doing, but I wanted to show this because I thought it was cool. This, if you haven't seen our old house, this is our Surfside Roadhouse.
And that's ocean water.
That's ocean water, just kind of rushing on by.
Going down to the street.
The ocean just coming right over.
Look at that.
So when we don't get scared about hurricanes now, you know why.
That's a nice stockade fence that was nice there. And
not anymore. It's gone. Actually, if you look, our neighbor's deck box is on our lawn, and it proceeded to go further. But one day our shed was just right down the street. Well, I got to show you this.
Find your grandfather.
I'm trying to find it. Give me a second. I think it was older than this. Oh, this is old. This is Full Rashar sent me that. That was what do you call the Jersey Shore or Long Island? I don't know, something like that.
It's a different place. Where is it? Long Island is an island.
Okay.
Jersey Shore is the shore of New Jersey.
Jesus. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. So this is my grandfather. How's my tech? Ron, meaning he's signing it like a letter because he's old, right? Like that's what old people do. And I'm like, exhausted. We'll call tomorrow. Are you having fun on the computer? And he says, eat more garlic. Ron. What is the garlic for? Like, I have no idea why he's telling me to have garlic. And by the way, he was not drunk. The man had been sober like 35 years at this point, or 30 years. I know the weather is weird, but I wasn't expecting vampires. And he said, garlic keeps bill collectors from bothering you.
You didn't sign it Ron, though. So it could have been, you know, how do you know?
At that point, he was being hacked.
Okay,
the Russians are hacking my grandfather. I thought that was so
funny.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I thought it was so sweet. And you know, but he knew how to work his computer when it was time to look for internet porn. Oh. And side note, my grandmother asked me about internet porn once and we watched it together. She was drunk.
What's that?
No, seriously, I gave my
grandmother. Was she like appalled?
No. So my grandmother came over. I'm like cleaning up the house. We're spending time together. Whatever she needed her hair done, I would give her a blowout. She wanted some wine. She said, "Do you have some wine?" Because my grandfather's an alcoholic. They didn't keep booze in the house. No, Grandma, I don't have any alcohol. I'm like, I don't have any wine. I'm like, she's like, well, do you have some Baileys? Like, for a fucking Merlot glass. Nice. The woman must have.
I would drink a Merlot glass.
She probably weighed 120 pounds.
Yeah.
I give her a big glass of Merlot like this, and I put like 3 ice cubes in it and fill it to the brim with Baileys. She was sloshed.
That would give you such a stomach ache.
She was sloshed, and then she asked me to show her internet porn, so we watched internet porn together.
Oh.
Did anybody else watch?
Was porn? It like regular like porn, or was it like anything like special?
We
like
watched Bang porn? Boat and MILF Hunter. And my grandmother and I watched bangboat.com and milfhunter.com together. And
how much of it did you watch? Was it like, did you watch 20 minutes? All right. Well, it was just like, okay.
Long enough. It would have been enough time for you to rub one out.
They do this now, Grandma.
My grandmother, she had some opinions about sex. We'll talk about that some other time. And that was my grandfather's name was Ron. So that's why I was saying happy birthday, Ron. And she says, I love that he owns his first car. Yes, you are not old. Well, yeah. Trace says, I was 11 and I love this picture. But it's so different than what I look like now. So different. Although I always have this like side eye look going like this. This is a look I've always had. My remember that picture of me eating my cake when I was a little kid, and I'm like
with the side eye.
Always with the side eye. Tracy says, oh my God, this is great. When we moved, we found so much of my dad's porn. Well,
back in the day, you used to have to get magazines.
Paper porn.
Yeah.
I watched a porno when the first time I was home alone at my dad's house when I moved there. I watched a porno about a clown fucking people.
Ooh.
And then
that is weird, but like right up your alley.
I like fucked up shit. And And then I just like to
Clown
I don't really need to
Clown
watch
porn.
porn, but I like to watch fucked up shit, and sometimes
Yeah,
fucked up shit turns me
it's
on.
very interesting.
It's a problem. Spider porn.
Also, yeah, that's a
Spider
bad.
porn.
Yeah. First porn I ever saw was at somebody's bachelor party at my brother Phil's apartment, and we had a projector of a Super 8 projector projected it on the wall. That was the first time I ever saw it.
Did you get a little baby boner?
I don't remember. I don't
How
think
old were you
so.
when Phil got married?
It wasn't Phil's bachelor party. It was somebody else's, so it was probably before then.
How old were you when you went to your first bachelor party?
Probably that was probably it. I would think. I don't know. I don't remember these things.
Tracy says paper porn and DVDs. No, let me just tell you this. I'm at my grandparents'. I've probably told you this story before, but my grandparents' house. My grandfather's like, I gotta go buy more printer ink, and I open the cabinet. I'm like, that's Grandpa. It's right there. I bought it for you last month, and he goes, oh, don't tell your grandmother. I'm like, okay, and he's like, thank you, and he runs in the other room to give me the medal for St. Christopher, patron saint of lost things, I guess. And then he proceeds to go on a tirade about how I should get back to going to church. He'd be so excited about me going to church this Sunday.
Newfangled church.
In any case, all the while I'm cleaning the porn off his computer. But on the upside, it wasn't like he was watching like young Asian girls. Like my grandfather was watching mature porn. Apparently, they're big sellers. People like to watch grannies get dick down hard, and they make half as much money as the regular girls. Not regular girls.
See, here's my thing about that. It's like you know, it's not that big of a deal when a granny gets railed because she's probably had like 6-7 husbands. You know, she's probably been railed 8 ways to Sunday.
Why do you think that grandmas have 6-7 husbands? Did your grandmother have 6-7 husbands?
Absolutely not.
So, did she keep up with herself?
I have no idea. No, because they're both dead.
I meant in a sexy way.
Oh, I don't know. Well, on one hand, they my grandmother on my father's side had 8 children, and then my other grandmother had 2. So yeah.
Tracy says clowns are nope. All I see is John Wayne Gacy, which is exactly why you would watch clowns.
Yeah. So
because you're fucked in the head. If you're not fucked in the head, what are you doing watching this podcast?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is not a place for nice. If you're like a nice person, like a respectable member of society, you have like a reasonable sense of humor. You're like mentally stable. What the fuck are you doing here?
Good thoughts.
This is not for you. This podcast is
good thoughts. All right, so this made me laugh. I can't tell you why this made me laugh. Tracy's
laughing her ass off already.
This woman singing. She scares the poor gentleman next to her. Actually, both guys jump a mile.
Okay, but you've heard. But you've heard.
It's so good.
But you've heard my singing.
I have heard your singing. But it's just off key. It's not.
But you don't react like that when I sing. Although, no, that lady did. I've had the time of my life.
Woman next to us just rolls up the window.
My singing is pretty bad though. Tracy said that I am not. I belong here. Yes, you do. One of us. We accept you. It's not on the screen anymore, you loony bird. You just want to watch it for your own entertainment.
It's so fun. It's not as funny as the Jägermeister throwing up. Or the Madonna, but it's still pretty good.
Jägermeister's for that was funny. I have ordered some hair.
Yes, you have.
Do you have another clip you want to share? We can't just sit here and watch this on a loop. That's a terrible podcast. We went from 6 viewers down to 3.
All right, this podcast. Time out. This podcast includes you touching your butthole in some accidental manner,
tiny bit of poop
your
came out.
Grandfather's porn, a guy from Tonka,
Wayne from Costco,
so I wouldn't complain about my funny video.
It's as real as it gets up in this shit. Okay, so I had a few things that I wanted to share. I don't know if I talk. Sometimes I don't know. I can never remember what I've talked about on the podcast and what I have not talked about on the podcast, which is a problem. We did talk about that one. I thought that this was interesting. I don't know if I have shared this before, but it gave me some feelings about my vagina.
Let's talk about that. That would be nice.
Well, this it was from Meta Universe, whoever that is, and they posted this and they said when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Suddenly my vagina doesn't seem as like decorative as it should be.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not as colorful.
Could you help me with that?
Those are the colors of the rainbow. Maybe lesbians
does have
rainbow pride vaginas.
You could go get a tattoo of a pride flag on your puss. Trace, you
sounds
should do
painful.
That.
That sounds painful.
You have tattoos. You like tattoos. You have a puss. Pride's coming up. Get yourself a little rainbow flag. Maybe some
nom 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 with teeth. She says. Nom, 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 nom.
Hey.
One looks like an eyeball.
We're supposed to make the jokes.
Of the teeth.
Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah.
No, I didn't know they. Oh, it's the same one. I thought.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
They just. But like, do you see things through your vagina? Does your vagina have teeth? Should you decorate it? Is that your? I don't understand what's happening here. But suddenly, I feel like.
And why does she have red knees and elbows? Is she? I don't know.
From crawling around
the universe
in the primordial ooze.
So there's like death, earth.
That's not the point.
Infinity.
I just feel like first of all, yeah, it's great if the teacher arrives when you need it, and also I think it's nice if you have a decorative vagina.
If your vagina can teach something.
There was like a thing where people were doing vajazzling before. I thought that was cool.
But this takes it to a good level right here.
And I've just been thinking about it a lot, like to the point where it's been here for months, and I can't seem to close the window somehow. I don't know why. And then I wanted to show you, in case anybody was wondering,
this is good.
Who my love interest is, or who would be the perfect match for me. I meant to share this on Valentine's Day. Which silver fox is perfect for you? Apparently, it is not Doug.
Not me. It's not Wayne.
It is Samuel L. Jackson. Motherfucker.
He is bald. He does swear.
He's bald. He says motherfucker. We both don't like snakes on a motherfucking plane. But my fear is that he has a monster dong. Might be racist, but my fear is that he has a monster dong. And also, he seems very angry, and I need someone loving.
Oh no, I think he's full of love. He portrays people very angry. Yeah, but no, I don't. I think he's good.
Do I come across as an angry person? I say motherfucker a lot.
Well, it depends what you're talking about. Then you get angry.
What was the last time I was angry?
At me.
Wow.
Like on a daily basis.
I'm not mad at you on a daily basis. Really?
But like right now, you're mad at me.
No, I would like.
You're mad at me.
I'm not mad. I would like you to tell me what I'm mad at you about.
On a daily basis?
Yeah.
I leave your drink in the kitchen instead of bringing it.
Do I get mad about it?
No, you don't. You just think I'm a.
When do I get mad?
Alzheimer's patient.
When do I get mad?
When I have I succumb to the pressure of my life.
When you succumb to the pressure of your life? Can you explain that to me?
No, I'm gonna. We have news stories. And it's 9:14.
What is the succumbing to pressure of your life?
It's called life. It's like,
acting like a psychotic idiot.
I'm not a psychotic idiot. Don't call me names.
I said acting.
Don't call me names on podcast.
I said acting
because we've gotten emails about that.
Acting like a. You didn't even pull it up on the screen. You can keep playing it for yourself over and over again. Right. You're not playing
I'm trying to not play it. I'm trying to pull up the news stories.
I have to close that somehow.
All right. So we've got some news stories.
Do we?
Yeah, we're just going to bust
says, I love tattoos. Book it, girl. Get that rainbow on there.
Get that rainbow. Okay. So first story here. Dwayne Johnson now owns the IP intellectual property rights to Jabroni. Yeah, good Jabroni. I guess, you could trademark anything. Not that, yeah. I thought it was kind of funny. All right, so here's
that domain's for sale.
Jabroni.com.
Well,
yeah, but you can't even use it without the Rock's permission. Bizarre new plant species feeds on fungi. It's the first new flora species in 100 years to be discovered in Japan. They have scoured that island and they missed this little fungi eating thing.
They're finding all kinds of new stuff. Like
they are, because
is it new stuff? Is it stuff that we didn't know about, or is it newly created stuff? Is it an evolution of something that's already existed? Do you believe in evolution?
Some things they're finding because they have advances in looking at stuff, right? And they
advances in looking at stuff.
Yeah,
Is that the technical term? Advances in looking at
stuff. I'm trying to dumb it down for you, a woman who
Advan-
doesn't understand all kinds of crazy talk. So I will say this, and a lot of like the anaconda species the other night. It's a subspecies of a disparate group of anaconda that their DNA has changed enough to be considered another species. But they're looking at stuff. Think about 100 years ago, right? They're gonna look at this thing and like, oh, it's a starfish, right? They'll write down starfish.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're looking at this thing and like, wait a minute.
Wait, what is that though?
It's a Mugina no shakontar. Or badger's candle holder. That's like a little. It's a well established that fungi have multiple symbiotic relationships with dirt. So it's like a little like bug.
So it's like a dirt starfish.
It's like a dirt bug. It's a fairy. The new species of fairy lantern, a group of tiny glass-like plants, is white. Oh, it's a plant. It's a plant that feeds on the fungi. That's pretty cool.
Orchids do that too, don't they?
I don't know what they do.
Orchids are like, we were told today by a Costco employee that orchids like to be abused. So we're going to do that. We're going to abuse an orchid.
I think it did. There was a giant helium discovered in northern Minnesota. It might be the biggest ever, which is crazy because that's a non-renewable element, I guess, or I guess it's an element. And it's why the Hindenburg blew up, because we weren't getting the Germans no helium. Anyways, it's and really I think they it's you can't manufacture it, and anyways it's they found a bunch of it, so that's kind of, which I think is kind of cool. And then California races for potentially over 10 feet of snow.
Hang on a second. Helium is not considered a renewable resource in the traditional sense because it's primarily obtained from natural gas deposits through the process of radioactive decay over millions of years. Once extracted and used, helium is released into the atmosphere and can escape space over time, making it effectively a non-renewable on human timescales. While helium is abundant in the universe, it is relatively rare on Earth and typically found in small concentrations within natural gas reservoirs. I'm curious as to what the gas situation was there. As a result, helium is often considered a finite resource, and its availability depends on the continued exploration and extraction of natural gas deposits. So they were probably looking for gas. Efforts are being made to conserve helium and explore alternative sources such as helium recycling from various industrial processes. I just thought you used it to make balloons and kill yourself. However, these methods are not yet sufficient to meet the global demand, and helium remains valuable as a finite resource that requires careful management and conservation. So maybe you don't get helium balloons because it's bad for the environment in like 9 ways. You're going to kill a bunch of turtles, and we won't have any helium. Some people need to kill themselves.
Well, there seems to be a lot of helium balloons floating over America lately over the past few years. Big weather balloons.
Okay. Yeah, wasn't there? Remember the story about the guy with the kid, and the kid was in the balloon, but he really wasn't. He was hiding in the house. Yeah,
that was like in Texas or somewhere, something like that.
People are idiots.
Anyways, our last
15 minutes of fame.
Our last story was apparently California is going to get creamed with some snow and
like what part of it must be Northern California, right?
It's actually the Sierras, the high Sierras.
I don't really understand California.
Well, California is the opposite of Florida. It's like just
awful.
Yeah, it is that. So, anyways, that was that. It was just a couple of news stories, but
do you know that gas is $4.86 a gallon in Los Angeles right now?
Well, most of that is probably tax. I have one more story to share. Chefs reveal the top 9 destinations you need to visit if you love to eat. Do you have any guesses? Do you have any guesses where you would
Disney?
Like this is a worldwide destination.
Italy.
All right, and I would think that France would be a big, because they consider their food.
But I will say, I like some of the best. I've been to some bougie ass restaurants. Some of the best food we've ever had has been at Disney, and I hate to fucking say it, but they really and I love that you can get like a little bit of everything there, especially because that's, we could probably scrape the money together to go to Disney if not for the fact that like when we go we want to eat at the fucking nicest restaurants.
That's true.
We're like, Victoria and Albert's $3.50 a plate. Oh, let's go there.
That'll be good.
We haven't.
We have not. We would like to.
Okay, what do you
We've
got?
watched videos about it.
You
First
fantasize.
destination, Thailand.
Food is cheap in Thailand.
Any single street food cart that serves plump Thai pork sausages stuffed with vermicelli noodles and sour fermented pork sausage grilled over charcoal until it's swollen and glistening like my. Never mind.
You could take a family of 4 to Thailand for a month for what it would cost you to take your family for a long weekend at Disney.
Finely
It's
minced
so
pork in fish sauce, chilies, herb, and rice powder. That sounds pretty good. All right, so then London. People like the modern London dining scene is, I think, most exciting scene. See, that's like,
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, that surprised me because what are they going to do?
British aren't exactly known for their
boil
food,
you
but I
some
hear good
shit.
things.
Anyway, so there's places there. These people eating with their thing. Guatemala
I believe that.
is one of the things.
Actually, it's really funny. The other day, Doug made a quesadilla for the kid doing the pool.
Yeah.
And we've had everybody do the pool, but it's Southwest Florida, so a lot of people, a lot of people are Hispanic. And I didn't know if he was black, Hispanic, white, whatever. But I got up. Doug made him breakfast to give him spices because I did.
Oh, she thought I needed to load it up with
I
spices.
had to season my food when Doug cooks. Although you've gotten a lot better.
Thank you. I've been watching cooking shows.
I was like literally like, what color's the pool guy? It was a white guy, so I wasn't worried. For some reason, he reminds me of Post Malone. Seems like a nice kid. He was really helpful.
So Guatemala loaded with stuff. Next up, New Orleans, Louisiana, and actually we've been watching Chopped. At least one chef an episode.
Oh, he's from New Orleans.
From New Orleans. Cooking the Cajun and etouffee and all this stuff.
I think the best part of people from New Orleans is their vernacular. I think it's amazing.
Jump. Cape Town, South Africa. Now here's one I wouldn't have thought.
I have friends in Cape Town. Oh, you can get game in fucking South Africa.
You can get bush meat.
I went to a party
Chimps.
with South Africans in Newburyport. It was like this fucking sick ass estate. And there was like they had like a full on fucking zebra in their fucking in their like dining, like in their like entryway. They had like, there must have been like 8 massive animals. That's like they'd gone on safari and hunted and had taxidermy in their houses.
Apparently curry is big there.
Curry's big in England.
Yeah, curry's fantastic. Look at that. Austin, Texas is a place to go for great
City, Mexico, you loony bird.
Well, I'm saying if you look at the caption for this, it says Austin, Texas is a great place to go for barbecue.
If you're gonna go for food, if you're gonna go to Austin, you want to go to Perry's Steakhouse, and for some reason,
and Dale Baker's Barbecue,
and get the pork chop. It's a pork chop. I wanted a steak. Thought Texas, I want to get a good steak. It's a pork chop this big. It's maybe the greatest thing you'll ever have in your life.
I remember when I was little and I lived in Texas, we went to this place called Dale Baker's Barbecue, and apparently the guy was famous for his barbecue, renowned, whatever. And
it's the cat.
It's the cat running. Why is he running around up there? Anyway, all right. So, anyways, Dale Baker, and the cool thing about it, because I was a little kid, sawdust on the floor. It was all covered in sawdust. Deal for you. Yeah. So, and you can't do that now because of the fire hazard. Anyway, so Mexico City, Oaxaca.
We need to go to Mexico.
Mexico is another one.
Down there for the winter, they love it.
Corsica, France. I thought Corsica was Corsica. I didn't know Corsica was part of France. I thought it was is island unto itself. And then Austin, Texas. You can go. Let's see if the Eventide Oyster comes. The Honey Paw and Hugo's. Seeing if your Pete's King of Steaks is on here.
It was Perry's, but Perry's. Sure. Perry's is an expensive restaurant. Yeah. I think that was like a $70 meal.
Yeah. So that was
for one person.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. Where like a lot of those were not of the norm that you would normally. I would think that like the Amalfi Coast or whatever, you have some wine and things like that. So, but
Dave is listened to us while he watches the Celtics, and the current score is 102 Boston 90 Mavericks. Sorry, Mark Cuban.
Which makes me wanna.
Are you excited, or how do you feel about that? It's the end of the third quarter.
It's good. They're leading. They're up by 12. They're doing very well this year. They've yeah.
Oh,
Um,
I don't know any of these people.
problem is I like to watch the playoffs for the Celtics because it gets good. And I like to watch playoffs for the Bruins because playoff hockey is unbelievable.
I don't know what any of that means. I will tell you this: the last Celtics player that I could probably name, here's the Celtics players whose names I know. Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Kevin McHale.
Yeah.
Danny Ainge.
Yeah.
Larry Bird.
Yeah.
Roger Parrish.
Yeah. Robert Parrish.
Who
Who once called me baby. Long story.
I'm going to need to hear that story. What kind of gay pride parade were you at?
All I know is I'm Chief's baby, right? I'm Chief's baby. Just saying.
He said Chief's baby?
Well, that's his nickname, Chief. Because they thought he looked like the guy from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, so they named him Chief. Chief Robert Parrish is Chief.
Wait, so he called you baby?
Yeah.
Like, well, he was touching you in like a loving way?
No.
Like in a...
I see the guy. Him and some other guy are carrying this like thing, this really awkward. What are you doing?
I'm massaging you like Robert Parrish.
No, Robert Parrish didn't touch me.
Well, maybe
so, him. You want to get the story or not?
I do. In my mind, Robert Parrish touched you. Go ahead. Robert Parrish was touching you.
So, anyways, I'm downtown crossing.
In the downtown
middle
crossing.
of the day on my lunch hour. It's people everywhere. Would you stop, please? I'm not telling you the story now. You can't behave. You don't get story. The people don't get story.
Married. I should touch you. David says dominating at the moment. And no one knows the players you were mentioning.
Yeah, because they're very
they're
old.
From the olden days.
It's from the golden era of the bird.
Dude, now they have a basketball that's filled with air. No air basketball. Have you seen this no air basketball?
No, I haven't seen this. What's in it? Helium?
No,
that's why they need helium.
It's like a How have you not seen this? It's airless.
I've heard about it.
Gen 1 basketball. That's some interesting music that guy has going on, by the way. Yeah, no, it's a ball. I don't know.
Look at that. It's like a mesh
ball. Comes
in
different colors. You have to sign up and learn more. Limited edition. Oh, they're gonna make tennis balls. Maybe we get some dirty cock paddles. I need to order some.
Yes, you do. Okay. What? So, what other Celtics players do you know?
That's
you know anybody that's played in the last 30 years? Reggie Lewis.
Who? Did he sleep with a Kardashian?
No, he died tragically.
I think Reggie Lewis slept with a Kardashian.
No, Reggie Lewis did not. Reggie Lewis died in like 92. He was a married guy. It was very sad. He died on the floor at practice, or had a heart attack on the floor at practice.
Oh, her ex was Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush. He's a football player. Not all Reggies are alike.
I know some of them are lesbians that deliver your mail.
Now, Reggie.
I don't know if she was a lesbian or not. Do you think she was a lesbian?
Who?
Reggie, our mail lady. Ingrid.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. She might have been. She was very nice.
She was adorable.
I will say this.
I want to be a lesbian with her. She was cute.
I didn't speak to Reggie Lewis. He didn't call me his baby, but we were at the movie theater and he was at the popcorn line across from me, and like it was a circle like thing, and he's over there. I'm like, oh, it's Reggie Lewis. Oh, that's cool. And then so that was my brush. Had I gone up to him and said, don't get the butter, Chief said baby. I was trying to tell the story and you start grabbing at my privates. And so I stopped telling the story to get you to stop. You're going to grab my privates?
No, I will not grab your privates. I will go back and get Wayne's number.
Yeah.
Go ahead with your pirates.
And so
Len Bias.
Len Bias was they drafted him, and then he had a big party because he got drafted and cocained himself to death. Yeah, it was real, and it was like Celtics got the first pick, and they pick him, and he was like, they're going to be the next.
So what
big
happens
thing.
Then?
Nothing. Just
they're just like shit out of luck.
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah. So
wait, anyways, how does that work? They sign the contract. Do they get the when do you get the money when you sign your contract? Do they have to pay the money to the family?
They probably wouldn't have signed a contract because it was like maybe a week after he got drafted. So I doubt that, but there might be something if you draft a player. I don't know. In the NFL, I think they have to do physicals and stuff like that. They sign like the next couple days or something. So yeah, he might have been signed.
spent over $11,000 in 2.5 months
Oh, cocaine's expensive.
before his death on June 19th. When did this happen?
That was 87.
86.
86, yeah.
November 23rd, 1986.
It was shocking. It was like, wait. Like the fact that like you get the number one, you get the guy you want, and I think Red Auerbach really wanted him and all this stuff, and then like he's just gone, and it's like, what do you do now? Like it was crazy. Like it never happened before.
So this is an article about his agent, and they're saying that he didn't get this $500,000, which makes me wonder if they should have done something. But there's more to it. So they're he's the
Dave says at the time no compensation. Yeah.
Lee Fentress
Don't know what that
was his agent. He was a lawyer who co-founded Advantage International, a sports management firm. So they were supposed to get $500,000, but then he killed himself, or the cocaine, and he died. But he was asked to grand jury to consider whether to indict him for obstruction of justice for allegedly advising then Maryland basketball coach Lefty Drysdale, another Advantage client, to remove evidence of drug use from Bias room. When jurors refused to return any indictments, Marshall publicly called for the Washington Bar Association to investigate his behavior. It's not necessarily criminal, but it's wrong. 2 days later, his father said in an interview that Fentress may have had a conflict of interest in negotiating endorsement contracts with the same shoe company for Len Bias and Lefty Drysdale. Now Fentress is facing yet another challenge. He's alleged that Advantage did not properly manage his son's affairs and allowed him to spend more than $11,000 in 2.5 months before he was elected by the Boston Celtics as the second overall pick in the NBA draft. I'm generally not pleased by the way they handled Len's financial affairs, Bias said in an interview. They did a bum job. Had Len lived, his projected $1 million annual plus earnings for basketball and endorsement contracts would have allowed him to lead a free spending lifestyle. But now, after reviewing his late son's financial statements, James Bias said he's concerned that such a spending began without his knowledge before Len Bias took his first MBA jumpstart. He did not fulfill an oral commitment to his son's spending to about $350 a month and to provide him with a life insurance policy. So they recommended that you provide for all of your insurance needs. And so this was a whole, the family was in debt.
Yeah, it was not a good situation.
This is a 22-year-old kid. Wow. I'm just curious as to what fucking happened.
Bias withdrew $6,000 to rent an AMC Cherokee Jeep. That's how old it was. That's how old it was.
Some squares. Lease a Nissan 300ZX and purchase an insurance company policy on the Nissan. But they can't be held responsible for it. He's a 21-year-old adult. If you're not 21, if you've survived 21, you're 30 or older. Do you look back at those days and think, I was so together as a 21-year-old? No. We're all stupid when we're 21. You're nothing but fucking hormones and fucking stupidity.
Young, dumb, and
full of cum. You don't want to say it?
I know why I was full of it. I don't know how you were full of it.
Okay, when I was 21, I was full of babies. I had babies in 21. I already had twins.
Dave says most likely dealer was trying to do him a favor.
With Anna. So it's this is a whole
you're gonna read up on
crazy article that I could be.
There's
reading
probably a documentary on Len Bias.
I kind of wanted to know if they got anything, but they're gonna go after Reebok. Like there's all kinds of craziness. It was basically the guy was a clusterfuck. So if you're gonna be anybody, don't die of a drug overdose.
Don't be a clusterfuck.
Maybe smoke some weed, do some mushrooms, go crazy.
Don't be a clusterfuck.
But cocaine could kill you, especially in this day and age with everything having fucking fentanyl in it. Heroin, yeah, I wouldn't do that either. Don't recommend it. Don't recommend meth either. Don't do cocaine. Don't do meth. Don't do heroin. Don't do crack. Don't do bath salts.
Don't embarrass the family.
Don't drink. You can drink if you want to, but
You can dance if you want to.
you can leave your friends behind. I'm just saying.
So dance, and if you don't dance,
Trey
then
says yes to that
nobody
statement. David says
behind.
exactly. We're singing. It's Friday night. Doug,
Everybody look at your hands.
I'll sit here and do the podcast all night.
Yeah.
Maybe
I want to go to bed.
talk to
I
my
want to
friend
eat something
Wayne.
and go to bed because we haven't had dinner yet.
That's the spirit. These people take time out of their busy schedule. It's
Well,
Friday
I
night. They could be doing
appreciate them,
anything.
and
They
I
could be getting their
appreciate-
freak on, but they're here with us.
Well, Dave owes us information about his sister. We were supposed to produce her business or somewhere promo her business. Remember
I forget.
the Soho something rags?
yeah,
It was
we
New
said
York
we
and
put her- I
Florida. We
gotta-
couldn't figure it
The
out.
Pasta Corner people, I got to plug them. The bread guy, I got to plug him. Tito, we had so many people who were supposed to do it, which with my illness, it just fucking sucks. So I'm gonna feel great this
What's my
weekend, though.
excuse?
The Jeep is running. We're gonna do fun Jeep things. We won't go too far from home, although we did want to go to Naples. I feel like it's up to Naples. Last week, Tony told me I could take it to Naples.
Rags a go go.
Rags a go-go. We would love to have her on and do a little video, but we're also very unreliable, so something to look forward to. Unreliability.
It might be
so
pronounced rags a go go.
you can pronounce it however you want to.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. Express yourself with your clothing and
Excellent.
maybe your hair. Oh shit! So I just wanted to give you guys before we get into wrapping up. It's so dorky, but like I have been like,
Dorky.
oh, I want to do something with my hair. I find it to be very flat up top. I would like it to be a little more
Poofy.
and so but I also wanted to have color, and coloring the hair, like with normal hair coloring it, not a big deal, but my hair is like stupid long. Like this
It's
isn't
like
a
Crystal
this isn't
Gale.
a ponytail on top of my head right now, so my hair is like down to my butt.
Crystal Gale.
Like the middle of my butt, right?
Like Crystal Gale.
Okay, but is it in the middle of my butt?
Like Crystal
Do you
Gale.
really want to think about Crystal Gale? You want me to
Sure,
put my hair
why
in the
not?
center and sing a Crystal Gale song?
Have like a Little House on the Prairie dress.
A lot of these people are too young to even know who Crystal Gale is. She's held up well,
Is she still alive?
apparently.
That's not Crystal
She's
Gale.
73 years old.
She's not this lady.
That's not, no, that's not the lady. Crystal Gale. She's saying, "Don't it make your brown eyes?"
Don't it make your brown eyes blue?
And she looks great.
I am surprised she's still alive. Does she still have long hair?
Yeah.
Well, let's see her hair. What's hair length? I bet that's part of her Wikipedia profile. Crystal Gale, hair length.
It
Look
is
at
long. She
that.
still has
See what I'm
long
talking
ass
about?
hair. You might want to trim it. So anyway, my hair is long and strong, and I'm down to get the friction on. See, if you knew the next verse, it would be so funny. You're like, ladies, yeah, ladies. If you want to roll my Mercedes, turn around, stick
It's
it
a
out.
mix-a-lot.
Even white boys got.
Yeah,
shout.
I don't know that
All
one
right.
backwards. and forwards.
So
Keyword
I
backwards.
don't even know how we're married
Crystal
to each
Gale,
other.
look at her, but like in the back in the day.
She was a beautiful. She was. Well, you can pull her picture up if you want. I'm too busy pulling up this gem of a picture. So,
right.
go ahead. Are you gonna pull it up?
No, I'm just looking at Crystal Gale over there
Well,
on your screen.
she was
Getting a
Crystal
Woodrow.
Gale. She's saying, "Don't it make your brown eyes blue?" And she
Look at this little hot ass
she
Crystal
was
Gale right here.
she
Look at
was
click on
quite
that.
attractive back in the day.
Look at
She's
that.
a beautiful girl.
Jeez,
beautiful,
I didn't know
beautiful
Crystal
girl.
Gale looked like
But
that.
now she's like 73 and she looks fantastic.
Click on that up there. That looks like a
She looks
recent picture.
fantastic.
Look at
They're
that.
both recent. She looks fantastic. Good for her. She's a snappy dresser too. I like it.
She's feisty.
The hair's a little
You know what?
bit.
I bet she fucked Chris Christopherson.
That's a lot of hair.
I think I have to look up who her love interests were.
She was like, I remember like she was like a household name back
She
then.
was, yeah.
And she probably did she do some sort of ad for VO5 perhaps? In any case, the Crystal Gale aside, my hair is quite long and I want to add some volume to it and some color, but coloring it would be a problem because getting even coloring and also rinsing it out is a problem because they're all like little sponges. So you would just be rinsing, and it harms the integrity of the hair. So we're going to add, normally I have wraps in, I took the wraps out. We're going to add more wraps and we're adding some woolies, which are like these big bright colored wool pieces. They're like, it's like a dreadlock, but it's colorful and it's not my hair, it's wool. So I drew a picture. I told my electrician that this is what I wanted to look like. Tracy says she looks amazing. And of course, David said that his sister would love to. Yeah, just we'll figure it out. Just put us in touch. Tracy says my dad wanted hair like hers, not hair like this, because I think that this
hair, it looks like fireworks.
I actually texted this to Zasha, my dreadlock chick. By the way, if you're looking to have your locks done in Southwest Florida, Manifest a great place to go. Taylor and Zasha have both done my locks. They both do fantastic work. I really like Janelle. She also does dreadlocks, but she's never done mine. With dreadlocks, you can have it's interesting. I know that Janelle does locks for everybody, and I know that Zasha does locks for everybody, but a lot of people
equal opportunity locks.
But the thing about dreadlocks is if you're white and you want to have dreadlocks, then you have to go to somebody that does white dreadlocks, because they're not like we're locks. There's like a whole political correct thing. But because it's just a different process. But like our hair, it's got to be like basically like brought together. Like it's harder to interlock, especially if you have very fine, very straight hair like I do. But a lot of people like, black hair is like a cultural thing, right? So like people want to go to a black salon. By the way, if you want to see hair as an art form, like, listen, I think I've done some great things hair wise. I know Zasha does some great things, but go to a fucking black salon and watch them do a set. I've seen them like do like, relaxer, go in with a hot comb, like out of a stove. Like they have a
like a thing.
They pull these irons out and they press the hair so straight like my hair. And then when they're done, they'll wrap around the head to keep the set, and it'll give it volume, and then do a wrap on it. And it's such a process. If you look at a salon like Olive's, which I don't even know if they're still open, but back when I went to beauty school, we would go to Olive's for a day to see what they do. They go in for like a client goes in for like a $500 treatment, which at the time was a lot of fucking money to get your hair done. Like at the time, like a full foil and a haircut would cost you $200, and people would balk at that. Like they'd freak out. This would be like $500. People go in once a month, and they go in between for sets. But in any case, they have actually they see both black and white clients, which I thought was really nice, because it's an inclusive thing. But like I wouldn't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable ever, and I always want people to feel included and loved. And I know that like because there's some animosity with a very small group of people are nervous about it. In any case, that's my hair, what I wanted it to look like, and I have spoken to this chick who is sending me my locks, and I wanted to just show you this.
So, well, explain what you're doing. You're putting additional hair that's been wrapped up into a lock with some color to it into your existing hair for added volume and pizzazz.
Yeah, basically. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. But so this is what they look like. So anybody could really have dreadlocks. Like you, like they. Yeah, I know. I need to present share screen. So there's dreadlocks made of synthetic hair. There's dreadlocks made of your own hair. There's dreadlocks made of real hair. And then there's dreadlocks made of wool. So it's just basically what they do is they take the wool cotton that comes in strips. They used to use it for a perm. They would put it around the edge of your hair. It comes in a roll. And they just smooth it until it's matted. And then they dye them. So these are double-ended. So it's basically like a big long strip. You put it through your hair and you're done. So you order them whatever color you want, and they do single-ended and double-ended. So single-ended are ones that have a loop at the end, and you basically make a little ponytail in your hair and wrap it around all the way down if you want the temporary commitment of dreadlocks.
These color ones didn't come up off the screen for some reason.
Oh, that is weird. Oh, you know why? Because it opened a new tab.
There you go.
So, and this is similar to what I've done. I've got purple, orange, green, yellow, and hot pink. And she said that it looks amazing together.
Taste the rainbow.
And then I bought some crystals that we're going to sew in too. So I'm excited about it because, I don't do a lot of things for myself, and I just thought that it might make me feel extra pretty. And so I am really excited about it. And so they will be here, in like a week, but I'm going on Sunday
To get a
to
deep.
church and I'm going to get my deep cleanse.
Yeah.
Because supposedly they get more out, which I've never done before. Usually you do my deep
Yeah, yeah.
cleanse.
I'll be the judge of that.
But I want to see if they get more out than you do. And then the other thing is because supposedly they like kind of like get work stuff out of it, which I don't think you're doing, and I don't have the strength
No,
to
I
do.
got time for that.
And then Monday I have my lock maintenance. So I have
Lock
3 hair
maintenance.
appointments in the next month, but she's not charging me to put the locks in.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'll tip her though.
That's nice.
Anyway, Tracy says, I love the hair. It looks fun. You can't take yourself too seriously, girl. Actually, I saw a kid in the store today had a
Took himself too
cat
seriously.
ear headband on. It was so cute. And then I saw a kid that looked just like Paige.
Indeed.
She was so cute. Paige before her growth spurt.
Well,
Stop growing.
Todd did give us a thumbs up tonight,
Todd.
so I don't know if he's still
Todd.
on, but
Tell that kid I
stop
said
growing.
to stop growing. Although it would be funny when she gets old enough to watch the podcast when she's like 35. Then she can watch the podcast.
Yeah,
then
I
I'll see
don't
how
like
everybody-
certain kids growing up. Like
Paige is a tough one.
Yeah.
Michaela was probably hard for you. Noelle.
Of
Of course, Noelle would have been hard.
Yeah, Noel was tough. But his funny Tracy Barron's kids, like they're like all grown now. They used to be
How
little
do you
kids.
feel about your kids growing up?
I like it. Like it's funny.
Well,
I like
we
it.
have a different relationship with them now. Like we're like
Right,
pals
right.
with them. We love
But
them.
yeah,
we want to
like,
hang out with them. They're like our friends.
A 3-year-old Wesley was hysterical.
Wesley's hysterical now.
Young Nolan was hysterical and fun, and just like for different reasons, they were both very different. So,
it's actually funny because my relationship with I always talk about how my relationship with Nolan is similar to my relationship with Zach, but in a lot of ways, my relationship with Wesley is similar to my relationship with Zach because Wes cracks me the fuck up, and once he starts laughing, I start laughing, and I can't stop. It's not good.
It's like the because I think Wes finds the absurd really funny, like whether it's so but yeah.
What? So I'm sorry. So seeing them as little, he was hilarious.
No, but it's fine. I'm actually it's funny with my own kids. It's different, but like with somebody else's kids, I think it's like those kids are like great as little kids. Like the same with yours. But like when you see your kids every day or whatever, like
it's different.
You see them grow up
so
gradually. You don't even.
But
notice
I think like it's like when your kid is you go as a parent the whole time you're a parent, you're like going through these 2 things. 3 really. Oh my God, this is my child, and am I doing it right? And if you're not asking yourself,
I always doing it right.
By the way, the more you ask yourself if you're doing it right, better parent you are. The less you ask yourself, the worse parent you are.
So I'm bad.
What's that?
Nothing. Like I never asked myself, so I must have been.
That's not true. You're a great dad, and you always ask yourself, and it doesn't matter whether you ask or not because your bitch wife is going to tell you. But I think like you have like you're always worried about them and trying to be the best parent that you can be. But then you have like times where you're like, oh my God, you're so perfect. Don't ever change. I love you just the way that you are. And then they're being shitty, and you're like, why can't you be that cute little kid that you used to be? Especially like adolescence. And then then you're just so proud of them. I mean, I look at the kids, obviously I'm more up to date with the boys, but I look at the kids and I'm just like, oh my God, like how did that happen?
Like things that like when they like stuff that you don't like where did that come from? Or like when they have a preference for something, like you just when you're kids, you're like, all right, here, this is what you're eating, just eat it, whatever.
You know what? Actually, that's something that's interesting. Do you ever? So like we're both divorced and remarried. And when you look at your kids, like they're going to have some things that are like, I see you and your boys all the time.
Yeah.
This, especially Wesley and Doug both do this. Like they'll like go in their face and
it's anguish.
And Nolan has your temper, not your temper, but your, like you're Scorpio. So you'll be like, Nolan can do that when he wants to. He can pull it out when he wants to. He's generally very sweet, just like Doug, but they both can be like rough. But like, do you look at them and see like there's things that you see in yourself, and there's probably good things that you see in yourself of yourself.
It's funny too. I see. Well, it's funny. I don't see myself so much as I see my dad or my mom. Right?
Oh, really?
Like, it's weird. It's like because I don't see me, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little different, but
and obviously I don't want to ask the specific, but like I'm wondering, like for people, like if you're divorced, you're going to see parts of your former spouse and your kid, right? Like, and so there's probably going to be things that you like that you see of your former spouse and your kid, and things that maybe that you don't like so much. that's got to be really challenging. Like, I think that's probably one of the hardest things about being divorced is seeing them in your child, especially if it's in a negative way. And I don't know. I just thought about that. It was funny. I remember having a conversation with my dad once. My dad was like, just being a dick. And I was like, listen, like, I understand that you have your issues with my mother, and I have my issues with her as well. But I'm going to have things in common with her, and I'm going to have things in common with you. And some of those things are going to be good. Some of those things are going to be bad on both sides. I'm just trying to be my best. And there it is. And our kids are just trying to be their best, and they're on their it's that fucking cat.
Cat is running around.
We're all on our own journey. We're all doing the best that we possibly can. And I don't know. I'm pretty it's interesting. I love watching the kids go on their journey. Seeing them grow up is hard. Nora is one. Nora is one that's been like, oh my God, I can't believe how grown up she is.
Is there? I bet there's.
She's like 28 now.
I bet there's kids like you knew when they were little, and now you just don't like them. They turn into jerks.
I haven't had any of those. I have to be really honest with you, and it's interesting because my kids spent most of their time with me, so I didn't really see anybody but me in them.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you spent time with my kids.
Yeah.
Little versions of me.
Well, it's funny.
Very different
Each
ways.
one has a different aspect of your personality. Like one's very loyal, one's very smart, one's very kind, and one's very just loves kind of grabbing life by the horns, that kind of thing. So.
Yeah, they all have, yeah. So, but they're I didn't have the like, oh, you remind me of this person, because it was usually just me and the girls.
Yeah.
In any case, this weekend is Tracy. We have no new comments. So
nobody's watching anymore. Everyone went to bed.
I have 5 people.
You have 5? Why do I have 2? Why do you have 5?
I don't know. I'm cooler than you. I think that the count is unreliable because a lot of times we have way more people watching than we think, and sometimes we have way less people watching than we think. In any case, we are going to.
Our girl Cheryl stopped by for a thumbs up again.
Cheryl's amazing. Okay, so hair, kids growing up.
We got the Jeep this weekend. We've got
church.
What
are you guys going to do this weekend? What are you going to do this weekend?
We have an update from Dave Pure in the field. Celtics won, going away. Nice.
What does going away mean?
It means they won and nobody could catch them. That kind of thing.
Oh, that's an expression.
I do like. I like. Is it Jaylen Brown? Jaylen Brown. There's the two, right? The Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, I think he's got I wish they were one guy, because Jaylen Brown has the killer instinct, I think, and Tatum is like a little bit more hesitant. I think you need both of those things. You didn't even let me tell my Chief story.
I still want to hear it. I'm sorry.
Maybe that'll be our teaser for Monday.
Oh my God, I'm too high to remember things. I still want to hear the Chief story.
Downtown crossing, early mid-90s.
Boston.
Bustling. It's a nice, bright, sunny day. People running around, and there was all kinds of places you could get lunch. You could get the burrito cart. You could go to the corner mall. You could all this stuff. You could go anywhere. Strawberries. I would go to Strawberries sometimes on my lunch hour. There was a Woolworths there for some of that time in the 90s. Not that I went there for lunch, but it was entertaining to go there. Jordan's Filene's, everything, but the burrito cart was good. Herrera's burrito cart is so good. So anyways, massive people, and I'm kind of trying to get through the crowd, whatever, and I look up. It's this guy who's 7 feet tall. It's Chief. And I look up, and I just sort of bumped into him, whatever. And I look up, I'm like, Chief. And he looks down at me and he goes, hey, baby. What the? And I'm like, Chief, what are you doing here in the middle of lunch, carrying some big, I don't know, it was like a 12-foot table or something.
He's allowed to go to lunch?
But what the hell's he doing there in the middle of the day? And I'm like, of all people, you bump into him.
Did he say why he was there?
Chief. No, he just said, hey, baby. And he kept going. And I'm like, that was the best celebrity encounter ever. And I had another celebrity encounter, and where somebody actually physically bumped me. And I was like, oh, what the fuck is bumping me? I turned around, it was Mayor Menino at Home Depot.
Ugh. Okay. What about
Mumbles was
did
great. You gotta
did
love
didn't
Mumbles.
see
Come
Scott?
on.
Didn't you see Scott Brown in the showers at the
Did I see? I did
at
see
the
him, didn't
YMCA?
I?
Did you have a homoerotic encounter with Scott?
No, did.
You did.
I kind of remember
You did.
seeing him, but I don't know. It was
You
at the Y. It wasn't in the. It wasn't in
you
the showers.
you helped him wash his back.
I didn't watch anything of Scott Brown.
You heard it here, Doug. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Brown is gay with my husband in the YMCA. Young man, there's no need to get down. I said, young man,
I totally forgot that. I
pick
ran into
yourself
him
up
at
the
that place.
ground.
I also ran into
You
Patriots
can
player Joe Andruzzi
molest
there.
a senator.
He was.
It's fun to shower at the YMCA. With Scott Brown at the YMCA.
He sort of fell out of favor.
I
Didn't he? He
liked
went to
him.
New Hampshire, tried to run there. He thought that was like a good thing, and then
Yeah, and then we did a meme.
Nothing.
It was Rhode Island, here I come.
That's
and
right.
It didn't,
And he
nobody
never
picked
went
it
to
up.
Rhode
People are so
Island.
stupid.
Jesus.
Anyway, I did ask today, just real quick. I want to just share this in case anybody needs something to do this weekend.
Read a book.
I asked
Take a look,
everybody
read a
what they're currently reading, and everything I've been doing a lot of personal development, as I always do. A lot of talk about reading and the benefits of it for your professional life, your mental health, etc. So I asked what people were reading. Bruce Tatata is reading On Desperate Ground by Hampton Sides. I'm not familiar with it. 101 Ways to Walk Your Cat by Mark Brand. I don't know if that's a real book, but
I think
if
he's
it is,
making that one up.
I definitely want to read it. I could do only anything if I only knew what it was by Bethany McCary says that. She didn't say who it was by, but that looks like it could be interesting. Deb Boundary is reading Billy Idol's autobiography, and he claims
Not Billy Joel.
Billy Idol. He
Billy
claims
Idol.
to have written
It's a
it
big
himself.
difference, folks.
No ghostwriter. Pam Twyman is reading 2 books: nonfiction,
Show
A Distant
off.
Alien Race, The Untold Story of Franco-Americans. And then
What, it's Spaghetti-O people?
I'm not really sure. I thought a distinct alien. I don't really know what that is, but it seems interesting. And then she's reading The Sea of Tranquility and Earthsea. So she's juggling 3 books, and she paints, and she works full time. I don't know how many kids she has at home, but that woman is killing it. Donna says book is read is a 4-letter word. I asked her if she would do an audiobook, which makes me want to just buy Donna books from now on. Tracy says The Women. I'm not familiar. Tracy, I just caught this now. The Women,
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that.
That's a magazine that
I'm
she
just going to be really
she
honest.
keeps under her bed.
Maybe
The
she's
Women.
just reading The Women. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. I do not enjoy fiction. Overwhelms me.
Yeah,
I can only do.
I want to read to better myself, not to entertain myself.
Yeah. And Todd says Noir by Lee Martinez, and I asked if he would recommend it. I said for some reason I can't do fiction. But what Todd said, and this we kind of got into it, he said space aliens and secret sex cults of the ultra powerful post-war San Francisco. So this is most likely fiction. Not necessarily. Nonfiction, Jimmy Buffett Pirate Looks at 50. Kitchen Confidential, Anthony Borden. Search for Captain Zero. Nonfiction is for daylight. Fiction is for nighttime. These are the rules.
Oh.
According to Todd. Listen, the man has never steered me wrong. The day we're leaving for Florida, the Jeep won't start. Todd magically fixes it. Mechanic couldn't fix it for 2 fucking weeks. Todd magically fixes it.
My mom used to read before bed.
Everybody should read, but I'm only reading nonfiction. Anne says Between Life and Death by Dolores Cannon, which looks good. Lessons in Chemistry, which is coming out on Apple TV. Jack and Jill by James Patterson. Come on, that's going to be a movie eventually. Bootstraps to Billions, what I'm reading. Mad Honey is what Jen's reading. She just got into it, so she couldn't tell us yet.
Why is it mad?
I don't know.
Angry Bees.
Angry Bees. So anyway, we should.
Tracy says that the women are about the women who were nurses in the Vietnam War.
Oh, wonderful. Well, and also terrible.
Well, they weren't. I don't think women were in combat back
Let
then,
us know.
but they were probably,
Well, I'm talking about like
house cleaners,
the Vietnam War in
things like
general,
that,
or
yeah.
any war for that matter. Like that was not maybe a good thing.
Yeah. All right, so
Gratitude. It's 10 o'clock. This is long for us.
I'm grateful the Jeep is back running.
So grateful that the Jeep's running. Thank
Grateful
you, Tony.
that we got
Thank
to
you,
go to
Tony. Thank you,
Costco.
Tony's friend who doesn't speak any English. Sorry, I horrified you both. What else?
The Costco order.
Costco.
We have food. I was just grateful that
beautiful weather.
Beautiful day today.
We had to turn the air on.
Yeah, we did. It was hot.
Too cold to open the house back.
It's funny, like in the summer, well, in most of the year, our garage is like you go out there and it's hot, Well, it hasn't been hot like in a few months, and I went out today and it was like hot. So
It's never cold though.
it's never
like,
cold.
it's
It's never
never-
cold.
It's never cold. Like even if it's like 30 outside, like our house will get down to like 60 and we're like, put a sweater on. Oh my God, it's cold. We turn the heat on maybe twice a year.
I'm grateful it's Friday. I'm grateful we have a jam-packed weekend ahead of us. I am grateful that
What's jam-packed? We're going to be religious fanatics. I have to get my hair done and maybe we'll go to Target or maybe
we'll do
Sanibel.
something. I don't know what we're gonna do. We don't know. We're
Farmers market?
we're like the wind. We do need local honey. But I do not want to get up early tomorrow because it's already 10
Oh, I
o'clock.
want to get up early.
I have the what? You get up early. Go sow your oats. Come on back. Daddy
I'm
needs
gonna go
sleep.
look up Wayne.
I need some sleep. Anyway, because I've been getting up. I've been waking up on my own at like Jesus Christ, not with you with the click. I'm grateful for the cat that came to visit tonight. That was good. I'm grateful for the dog barking on cue.
I'm grateful for the Celtics one.
For all the people, Dave, a lot of thumbs up tonight's people stopping by.
I'm grateful for all the
Tracy.
people that
I'm
popped
grateful
in.
for
I'm
my
always,
sense of humor because I
always-
was hysterical tonight. But don't mind telling you. I'm grateful for this lady right here.
I am grateful for all the people that stop by the podcast.
The guy is having a heart attack. Look at this guy next to
Is that
him.
the last girl you dated before me? Is that that chick you dated right before me?
That dissimilar in the looks department.
Okay, I want to thank always those
Wasn't the
of you
last,
that come
but
and
whatever.
support the podcast, the haters, the master haters. Tracy, we wouldn't know what to do without you. David, we love that you've been coming. We want you to keep coming. Cheryl, we love that you always like. We'd love to hear more from you. Hope you're doing well. Todd, I actually meant to message you today, and I'm thinking of you, and I love you. I'm too high to talk, but I am thinking of you.
You won't get any wisdom
Donna
now.
Newman, I don't know who that is, but
Oh,
I
that's
appreciate your support.
our friend from Consumer Medical.
Oh, hey,
Donna
Donna.
Newman. She's
up?
great. She's tuned in before.
I don't know if you should watch this podcast, Donna. You seem like a nice person.
No, Donna,
Todd, we love you. Tracy, well, of course, she's always here. And then Heather Rowe. I don't know if Heather's
from
been here before.
DRG Heather.
How is little Heather? Let's see. Heather's one that I wasn't really ready to see grow up, but she's like a mom now with kids.
She is.
Good for her.
She's I think I want to say she lives in like Arizona-ish, something like that. I think. I don't know. I haven't been in touch with her in a while, but it was great to have her
So
stop by.
thanks everybody for your support. Have a wonderful weekend. We love you. Love you mostly, Trace. I love you most of all.
Wow, Scarecrow. All right.
Yeah.